Welcome to the stream, everybody. How you doing? Forgot to configure my video. Got it. All right, we're good. I can look good now. How you doing, Dragon? How's things? It's Weird Wednesday is always fun because I get to go through about 1 million pictures, and they're not all weird. And I've made a rule for myself that it's got to be weird, not funny, different. It's got to be weird. Because for a while there, like about a year ago, I was like, yeah, I'll throw in some funny stuff and whatnot, and it killed conversation because it was just joke. But if it's weird, legit weird, man, I tell you what. Aloha, Zafira. Then you get the conversation. I got some good stuff today. Couple weird, really weird things. Then we're gonna jump back into Filament. I was gonna play a really weird game, like, because I found a video that had like some indie games that were pretty bizarre. But I'm like, you know what? I really liked Filament yesterday. Maybe it wasn't the best for, you know, action-packed stuff, but it was good for conversation. And when folks were jumping in and that dude was talking about, you know, the Bible and God and asking questions, I just was able to go zoop-a-dee-boop. And then it worked. It worked. So we'll have to have a good conversation. How you doing, Retro? Good to see you. Hi, Luce. Ukulele, it's nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Conversatable game? Yeah, well, is it? I think it's got conversatable potential. Because you've got, you know, once I get through the puzzles, then it, you know, another narrative section starts, so we can actually like see what's happening, and I'm really curious as to what's happening. Or a game that you can have conversation over. Yeah, there should be a word for that. Yeah, that there should be a good word for that. It probably is. Yeah. My brain's like completely just, I don't know. A schmooze game. Teeny joined the Taco Network Minecraft server yesterday on Chovy's Island. Who's Teeny? Who's Teeny? I've never met Teeny before. But it's cool that there's that Chovy's got some people coming to his island. I know my island is actually losing people. They came on my island. They're like, wait, I can go to Chovy's, and then they went to Chovy's, and I can go somewhere else. I can go somewhere else. Teeny Lamb of God? I don't think we've ever met. If they've come into the chat, I don't remember them. Wolf, at least conversation was good. Irritated with people and their attitudes already. Made an adult drink already, and it's just noon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, man. That's funny. Because over Christmas, you know, I have to be careful, because over Christmas is when I permit myself, like in the morning to have it's called 40 Creek, which is like kind of a whiskey, kind of Bailey's, kind of Irish cream stuff, and it's really good. Pour it in there, but the problem is like if I have two, that's too many. One is good for flavor, and then you have to have a regular coffee. And the meds that I'm on do not like that. So take two of those 2 pills, and then take a shot of that, and all of a sudden it's like your brain is just going. Not a fun feeling. Vodka and OJ? I mean, that's kind of breakfast. Kinda. When you think about it, you know, orange juice is a typical breakfast, got vitamin C. Vodka's alcohol, and if in like Listerine, old school Listerine, it was alcohol. So technically you're just doing the toothbrushing and the vitamin C at the same time, right? Come here for all your excuses to do terrible things. I'll help you. That's how chug the first drink, to sip the second. That's how I do. That's how I do Smartie boxes. So like a chocolate bar, and this is, I mean, that's why I'm the size of a house. But the you know, the first one is just to coat coat the mouth and coat the area and get that initial gorging over with, and then I can enjoy the second box of Smarties. That's all right, dude. It's all right. Maybe we can be entertaining today. We'll have a little chat. We'll talk some Bible stuff. We'll do some fun gaming, and we're gonna jump into the Filament. I want it. It's funny. There are not too many games that after I'm done here playing that I leave and I think, man, I want to go back and get right back into that because I want to, solve the puzzle, or I want to see the game. That happened with Spider-Man. That happens with Genshin, and it happened with Filament. That I'm like, man, I want to come back, especially since I spent 45 minutes on that one puzzle, just going around and doing the same pattern every single time and going why isn't it working this time? Wasabi said, read the stream title and immediately thought of those mock infomercials. Are you sad? Does it feel like life is not what it seems? Do you happen to have 5/16 of a gallon of milk in the fridge and need to go get some more milk, but your paycheck doesn't come until next Tuesday? Want to be rich and powerful? If so, we have the solution for you. It's called debt. Call your bank right now. Put your house up. Get $20,000 in the account today. It's only a temporary solution, though. But yeah, okay, that's where we're going. That's where we're going today. How you guys doing? How's your week? It's now officially Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. How has it been since, Monday to Wednesday? Are you looking forward to anything from Thursday to Sunday? This is they call it the hump day for a reason, right? So we're in the middle. So are you, how you doing? This is usually when, I have regrets because I haven't done enough, or stuff has happened, I didn't get it done, or it's anticipation for the weekend because you're just tired with it now, or it's, I've got stuff happening on Friday and I can't concentrate for 2 more days. How you doing? Yeah, debt is not the correct solution. I agree, Dragon. If you look at the way the Bible talks about debt, it's not a positive way. You doing well? Thank you, Wasabi. I appreciate that. That's good. I'm glad. Fear says stressed. Dad's in hospital, feeling like I'm failing. Haven't had a drink in a while. What do you feel? Can we just jump in and ask you, what do you feel like you're failing at? What do you think you should be doing that you're not doing that you could do? Just life in general? Because, all right, go get the cat. We talked about having a cat for a solid 5 minutes. It was a legitimate conversation in the house. Till it was kiboshed by by one person who's but I'm allergic, Well, they said she's allergic because the one who was allergic was perfectly fine with it, and his mom came in and was like, "No, she's allergic. You can't just not breathe for the rest of your life." I don't know. Breathing is not important. I want a kitty. How you doing, Ukulele? I know you're not supposed to call out lurkers. Jeepers. Ukulele's not a lurker though. She's a mod, and a. Yeah, I can call Ukulele out. We're close enough. Ukulele, type in the chat. How are you? Hi, Pineapple. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Nah, I hate dogs. Not a dog guy. And it's not that. For 2 reasons, man. One is I've never seen a good dog my whole life, and 2, except on TV. And the 2 is because the dog that I had was a gigantic pain in the butt, and I didn't like it. So, no. She's allergic to air. No, she's allergic to cats and dogs and trees and dust and generally the outside and animals and horses but not guinea pigs. They did a test for allergies, and one of the specific tests was for guinea pigs. Well, my dad's in the hospital too, hopefully out today. Oh, wow. That's the dad you had on stream, right? Is it one of your other dads? Yeah, your dad, the dad you had on stream? That's cool. He was a cool guy. I hope he's doing okay. Is my partner in hair color crime? Yeah, that's right. Ukulele's your hair color. Dude, I tell you what. If I could, I would. because that's how you get the views, the bright colors. So that'd be ermine, fox, weasel, red panda, sugar glider. If I had to pick, sugar glider. That's where I'd go. Those are cool. I was watching the video just like this morning where a guy had his sugar glider on his hand and he's playing with the thing. It's so cute. And it just goes yeet, and it goes whoo, off into the sky, and then it flies around and it comes back and he grabs it with his hand. That'd be fun. Having a pet you can just yeet into the sky. That'd be fun. I hope she's okay. I think my pops will be back home on Friday at least. Well, that's good. Euclid was just saying her dad's in the hospital too. So, but you know what? I'll tell you, the feeling of failure and the feeling of not thinking you're doing enough is you know that that's not true. That's why you typed it, right? I feel like I'm failing. And it's like, you know that you shouldn't feel like you're failing because you're mature enough to be able to go, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a bank. I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a fire truck. I'm not I'm not God. I'm not, like all the things that really do help. I'm not that. I'm just one person in the mix who's doing their best. And that's all you can be asked to do, right? Yeah. But that's different, right? That's the idea of going that you think you had the power. Your choices could have led you to a different place if you would have just. And that's not necessarily true. You can't look back at the past and go, if I would have done this, this, and this, I would be here today, because that is not how it works. You've known that before, because if you do it forward and you go, I plan to do this, 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 and when you try to pull it off, it doesn't go where you want it to. Or when you start the first thing you said you were going to do, it doesn't work at all. And the conversation doesn't go the way you want. And the meeting doesn't happen. And it's harder than you thought. And it just doesn't work. It works both ways, right? So the fact that you can go, I plan forward and I have to adapt, and it doesn't quite go the way I want. Say that about the past too. And go, you know what? With the information I had at the time, with the whatever I was able to do, and whatever my capacity was, I did what I could. And that's it. You don't know that if different decisions would have made if things better or whatever. Now, the only opposite to that is debt and sin. If you decided that the solution was to, throw yourself into debt or do a bunch of sins and then be like, that'll make everything better. It won't. But yeah. You're not gonna be hungover after 2 orange juices, are you? If so, then you're done now. You can have 2, and after that you have to just have the orange juice, which is the good part anyway. Vodka doesn't taste good. It's really rough. Maybe the hospital could get things under control. Yeah. Jack says, my dad is getting very sick and we can't get it under control today. He's going to go to the hospital, and there he could die because there's too much medically going on. That's a rough day, my friend. That's a rough day, my friend. That's hard. Euclid said, Dad had a tachycardia event. First time admitted to the hospital, and this is able to be managed with medicine. So counting on blessings. Yeah, that's good. I'm so thankful for modern science and whatnot. Like, man, it's so good. I'm so glad for like, yeah, I'm glad for medicine. I was doing okay. Yeah, I could dye my beard red. You're right. But it would very quickly be black and then red, which I don't know if that'd be any good, because it comes out in a hurry now. Okay, I'm going to keep looking down. Problem is he can't have fluids. The first thing they're going to do is give him fluids. Well, he can have, he can have fluids that they give him because they know how to give it to him, right? Because, they have the machines to be able to deal with all that. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's frustrating and scary and stuff. On the third they are doubles. Well, then stop now, dude. just stop. Quit. You're done. Cut yourself off. Thumbs up. We'll just hang out together. You go here and just drink orange juice. Orange juice is good for you. Hospital do seem bad. Because I don't want you to feel sick, man. You know what I'm saying? Using man in the most generic term. Good. That's cool. Because see, I've never been drunk myself. Like it's never been something I've done. I wasn't popular enough to go to parties, and it's never something I've wanted to do, and so I've never felt that. But it always mystified me to watch people plan out how they were going to drink so much they would black out and then puke, and be like, so the plan you're saying is to go spend more money than you have on a night you're gonna forget to wake up the next day feeling worse? That's the plan? Not a good plan. Thanks for the lurk, Dragon Daddy Bear. Appreciate that. Hospital do seem bad about that. What kind of happened to my mama after she started to have CHF issues, swelling. Yeah. Well, and yeah, okay. See, again, I'm not speaking from experience, right? I hope that they, I hope they do smart. Oh, never. Yeah, I've heard of Velma. The show. Yeah. It's insane. Never. Like it's what if I were to be watching Rick and Morty and they were to have like like one of their TV segments or whatever, or like a satire. If you're watching like, Mad TV or whatever, like I don't know what the new one is, Saturday Night Live or whatever, and they did like a segment to really be extreme, like one thing that you'd never see on TV that's laughably ridiculous, it would be that show. It's that extreme, and yet it was real. With Mom, the hospitals were a good thing. Immediate problem under control. Something else usually got out of control, and that's doctors are people too, right? Like, yeah, they're smart and whatnot, but they're still just people. We're just doing their best. I don't think I've ever been drunk, says Shenanigans, but I also can't hold my alcohol, and anxiety makes me worse. So then I think I may be close to drunk, but I don't think drink anything now because of the anxiety. Alcohol isn't that awesome, dude. I feel the same way. Like I don't mind it. Like I can go without. I have Christian friends that are like, but it's so good, you should try such and such. I'm like, I don't want to. You know what? Because they're like, it tastes just like iced tea, tastes just like Pepsi, tastes just like a milkshake, and I'm like, then I'll have the milkshake. Then I'll give me the Pepsi, right? Like I don't need to do the alcoholic version. Now, if it tastes like something nothing else can have, like a beer, right? Like you can't. Like that's just the only thing it's going to taste like. But to get something that has like 3 shots of alcohol and tastes like iced tea, why? Yeah, as a fair, yeah, right, Dragon, like he's going to be getting he's going to get to dialysis that when he gets there, right? So, by God's grace, it'll help. We'll pray. We're going to pray before we get started here, and I'll pray for all the dads that are out there. Apparently. Used to drink socially. I don't even finish one drink. Yeah, I don't either. I drink, I was famous for ordering a beer, drinking the neck, and then being like, I'm full now. You go to the doctor or whatever, and they say, how often do you drink? And I'm like, well, I've had a 6-pack of beer in the fridge for the last 9 months, and 3 of them are gone. So you got that on there? Do I recommend The Last of Us? Never seen it. I've never played the game and I've never seen the show, but I can say that the way that they did it and the reviews that I'm seeing are middle. It's all right, not great, not terrible. I think it's if you can handle scary stuff and you don't mind the gross and zombie whatnot. I don't know how it is for sexuality, and not a clue, but if you don't mind zombie scary stuff, then go nuts. Sis Pineapples had never been drunk, but I know I can't tolerate alcohol at all. Just a small mouthful of tasting before put it in stews. Really? That's pretty extreme. I've got some DNA in me that is of the culture that isn't great at processing alcohol, but I've never had that. I've never had that feeling. It helps, but I can't do everything. Yeah, you're right, Dragon. Yo, Jellykins, good to see you. I'm sure I'm missing some chats. I apologize if I am. I don't mean to. What's the neck? You mean like a beer bottle? You know, beer bottle, and then you get the neck of the beer bottle, right? I assume that's am I the only one who calls it that? It's the neck. That's what it's called. Zombie. Well, and again, I can Google, like I'll Google it and I'll go, you know, what is The Last of Us TV rated? It's probably M. You can almost guarantee it's going to be M. But how is it for sexuality? Sex, romance, and nudity. Fully nude female corpses shown. Other than that, it seems to be no nudity. So, there you go. If you can deal with dead, naked people for one scene, then there you go. We already do dialysis 5 days a week. Yeah. Yeah. Man, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's rough, dude. And what's worse is that, you know, he had the kidney option, right? He was given the hope anyway that he was going to get a kidney transplant. That would have been so good. Crazy what then, you know, knowing what you're talking about and knowing how important the kidneys are, right? They must do a lot of work. The strange first sentence to walk in on if you can deal with dead naked people. Yeah, I mean that's true. It's a weird thing. Like, so like I am when it comes to, you know, media consumption, violence is not a problem for me because I know it's all pretend. Boom. Speaking of violence, yeah, there you go. Right? I know the violence is all pretend. They didn't actually kill that person. They didn't actually drop them off a building. That person got paid a lot of money to fall down, right? Like, so yeah, that's fine. Or, you know, when it comes to, you know, the spooky stuff, you know, it's whatever, it's horror. You know, they didn't actually scare the kid. They didn't actually murder that guy. They didn't actually, you know, there aren't actually zombies and ghosts and whatever, right? And so they kind of go, okay, that's fine. The one that I draw a line at is sexuality, because that isn't fake. Those are real people that are really naked, that are you know, are really, yes, they're simulating it, but you know, it looks like what it is, and you can't get away from the fact that it's naked people. And so, like, no, I'm not going to do or condone the watching of sexuality. But if you're watching a show like The Last of Us, and over a course of 15 episodes or 20 episodes or something like that, there's one scene that for like 10 seconds, there's a corpse there, and then the rest of the time is whatever. You kind of go, okay, if you can handle that one thing and you're not gonna freak you out, and, you know, go ahead. But if it's going to be a problem for you, or if it's going to be something that you know is going to cause you to stumble, or you know that that's something you shouldn't be watching and it triggers your conscience, don't do it. There's lots of other shows out there. Go watch something else. Zafira, I live in the zombie capital of the world. Do you really? Oh, you must live in is it Cleveland? Cleveland or Detroit? Isn't that where all the zombie, like, drug areas are? Jeepers. And good morning to you. Hey there, Ransom. Good to see you. So tired today, was awake at 4:30. Oof, with palpitations. You haven't got those under control yet, eh? Got a glass of water, and then power was cut. Oof. Went around the house, pulling all the plugs out of sockets in case power surges. Went back to bed. Power came back on. Everyone's house alarms on the streets were going, oh, brutal. That sounds rough. What a way to wake up. What a way to wake up. Good gravy. Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, for the last few days, hi, Daddy God, good to see you. Like, my sleep schedule has been absolutely wrecked. Like, up at 3, up at 5. The last, like, 2 nights ago, there was my son was up at, like, 1:30 in the morning, and he looked at the kitchen, he saw a mouse, texted out. My wife saw it. She was up, looked at her phone at like 3 a.m., wakes me up. There's a mouse! Go deal with it! So after stumbling around at 3 a.m., putting traps out and wiping crunchy peanut butter on things, and I go, and then like 4 hours later, you know, at 7 o'clock in the morning, think you caught the mouse, you gotta deal with it. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, all right, let's go deal with the mouse. Begin throwing the garbage, you know. Yeah, so that, and I've been a mess for like 2 days with the sleep mess. So I feel for you, but I didn't wake up to alarms and screaming and power outages. In 1968, a director called George A. Romero filmed a groundbreaking horror classic, Night of the Living Dead. Oh, wait, around Pics. Oh, Far Out. Cool. That's what you mean. Neato. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead, man. That's I've never seen it, but that certainly is the granddaddy of all zombie flicks. Mice don't bother me. Had a friend had pet mice, and I used to help look after them. Dude, it's so funny because my daughter was sitting at the table. We're talking about, like mouse, and I was like, I'm the one that had to deal with the mouse trap. Nobody else wanted to go there. They were scared of the trap, let alone the mouse. And and so I had to deal with it. And my daughter goes, yeah, I'm not scared of mice. Yeah, spiders, they're no good. Yeah, spiders are no good. But I'm not scared of mice. And I said, well, that's good, because I threw it in the garbage. And she took out the garbage. And she's like big saucer eyes, like, do you mean I took out garbage with with a mouse in it? I'm like, yeah, and you didn't die. You're all right. Hey, North Hill, good to see you. Turns out I am a little scared of mice. Yeah, the unknown mice that carry... Yeah. Spiders. I'm not a spider guy. I'm not a bug guy. I grew up, like, bees scared me, wasps, hornets, spiders. I'm just not a bug guy. I don't like bugs. Never have. You guys want to jump into the Devo? Let's do the Devo. Today's Devo is going to be an interesting one. Oh my. Interesting. It's a little messed up. Come on, where are you? Yeah, logo site. Down. Whatever. We're gonna leave it there because we're just gonna be going into a. We're gonna be going into the web anyway. Boop. There we go. Okay. Almost got in the bath with a mouse. No way. I was running to the bath and a mouse jumped in. It swam really well through. Dude, I would like, again, like I could deal with the mouse trap, but if a mouse fell in the water, I would panic so hard. There would be water, there would be feces, there would be blood, there would be just a mess. Like everything would just be the worst. And then I'd have to deal with it because I'm the only one who could. Yeah. Rich and powerful, yeah, ruler. Okay, let's talk about that, Empress. Let's see after the Devo if you give the same answer. Let me pray and then we'll get going here. God, thank you for your love, thank you for taking care of us and for so much grace. Father, there are people in the chat right now who have fathers and parents, husbands, kids, brothers, sisters that are going through a tough time medically and they feel powerless. Feel like if only they could do something, they could help, or maybe something was their fault, or they wish that they could do something to comfort in an area they can't. I pray that you'd give them the grace to understand their finitude, help them to see that they're not you, they're not a doctor, they're not meant to be everything to one person. They're just one person, and they have their own stuff to deal with. I pray that you'd give them the grace to understand that the small good deeds, the cup of cold water in your name, is honoring to you, and that it's the enemy who tells us it's never enough. It's never enough. You say that every little bit is every action can be an act of worship, a living sacrifice, and that's how you see our life. God, I pray that we turn to your word, that you would bless and honor yourself through it, and glorify yourself as we try to pay attention to what you want to say in it. Amen. Yo, Lady Gun. Legolas has brought mice up from the basement to play with them. No. Nope. I mean, if you're gonna feed the snake, go nuts. I felt really sorry for it, soaking and shivering, so I wrapped him in a jumper. Dude, you're way nicer than me. I can open a window. You didn't. No way, man. Not in a million years. All right, let's read this through. So this psalm is all about a person who looks out at the window. No, not too many tacos. It's just this room between the two computers, my massive amounts of hot air that keeps coming out of me, and the fact that it's just like a sealed little tomb here. I need airflow. One time my cat brought in a mouse and went to rescue it, and our other cat was waiting. Well, hey, they're for food. So this psalm itself is all about like someone who looks out into the world and is like they're dissatisfied. They I think in a very real sense, like you probably remember back in the day of the 99% or the, you know, whatever against the 1%, or these days you've got the elites and you've got, you know, the middle class shrinking and the lower class shrinking and the upper, you know, like the super rich becoming even richer, and the divide is there, and you've got a bunch of kind of seething people under the surface who are angry that they're not getting any, they're not, the rich aren't sharing, that they wish they could be rich too, if they could just whatever. And you know that because the lottery, Powerball, gambling, casinos, debt, massive. It's a huge problem. Like in Canada, I think it's like the average Canadian has like $30,000 in debt. Average, right? I think in the States it's probably even bigger. Or at least that's similar. And so you know that people are looking at money and looking at the what it can do as their savior, as the way that's going to solve their problems. And so when they think about money, they think, if I had more, I'd be happier. If I had more money, I would be more content. If I had more money, I know that I could do things that otherwise I couldn't. I'd be, you know, I'd have more rest, I'd have more health, I'd have more strength, I'd have more influence, I'd be able to help more people, I'd be more, you know, I'd be more kind. And I think this, if you've ever thought that, if you've ever kind of processed that thought of, boy, money would really solve a lot of my problems. I wish I was like the ultra rich. I think this psalm is a good lesson. All right, so let's read it and we'll kind of go through it together. It's God is my strength and portion forever. So that kind of gives away the ending, but we'll get there. Verse 73. 45K. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, and I bet it's only gotten higher, because one of the things that people have been fooled into believing is that they can take on good debt, right? That if they ask for money from the bank or from whatever today, the bank's doing them a favor. That's what the commercials are like. We're going to do you a favor. We care about you. We care about your family. We want the best for you. We want you to have the nicest house and the greatest thing. Come here and we'll help you manage your portfolio. And what they mean is that we want to put you in debt and keep you with us forever. As someone who, like, I had a lot of debt, I paid it all off, and now I've got savings. Every month I get another letter from the bank that offers me tens of thousands of dollars worth of debt. You know, come and get your line of credit. Come and, you know, you've been pre-approved for $30,000, $25,000 worth of credit. You can walk in today and spend it like that if you want to. And it's because they don't have their claws in me, right? And they want it. And a lot of people have debt is huge. Debt is a huge problem. And again, the way the scripture describes debt is that it ends up being a master to you. So the person that you're in debt to is your master. The person that you have you can't spend your own income the way you want it to. You can't go where you want to. You can't obey God the way you want to. You can't take care of your family or do the positive things in your life you want to, because your master won't let you. The debt, the master you have decided to give yourself over to, won't let you, right? They will. Consider this. Now, God comes to you and he says, I want you to start a ministry. I want you to join a church. I want you to serve these people. And I want you to move to this country. I want you to, pull up stakes and go here, or I want you to, open this thing, and it's gonna be something that's gonna not make you a lot of money, but it's gonna serve a lot of people. You have to look at God and you have to say, no, I can't, because I gave my future to this debt collector. I gave my future to the bank. I gave my future to someone who promised me that they would take care of me, promised me that this debt would help me, promised me that this debt was going to solve my problems and make me feel better. And now I can't obey and I can't serve and I can't do what I want with my life because I fell for it. Right? Debt is your master. So what we're talking about here is talking about the disparity between the rich and the poor. Obviously, Old Testament debt is very different. Old Testament debt was like you weren't allowed. In Old Testament Israel, you weren't allowed to lend with interest. You weren't supposed to anyway. They got in trouble for doing it, but you weren't supposed to. You're supposed to give. So verse 73. Truly God is good to Israel, to those who are pure in heart. But there's something interesting, right? Can you imagine starting a prayer? God, you're so good to your people. You're so good to those who really are focused on you. But, as for me, right? It's like, what but? What's going to come after the but? He said, but as for me, my feet had almost stumbled. My steps had nearly slipped. For I was envious of the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So it's like, you're close to the pure in heart. What he's saying is, but as for me, my heart, I found an impurity in it. I found something that was a mess inside of me. And I almost did the dumb thing. It almost led me to sin. It almost led me into captivity. It almost led me to do something that would have been permanently stupid. Remember our talk about permanently stupid things, right? And the reason for me almost doing the stupid thing, almost being, caught up in this, was because I was envious of the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Like, I saw how good the people who don't know you have it. The people who aren't your people, the people who aren't pure in heart, the people who don't care about you, right? They're doing just fine. They seem to be more than happy. And he goes to describe it, right? For they have no pangs until death, as in they don't feel any pangs of hunger. They don't feel pain in themselves until they die. Their bodies are fat and sleek, right? They're not covered in sores. Their hands aren't, covered in calluses. They're not, wasting away because they don't have enough. They're doing fine. They're not in trouble as others are, right? They're not living in a poor neighborhood. They're not living in a difficult part of town. They're not, they're not in debt to somebody who's gonna break their knuckles. Like they're not stricken like the rest of mankind. If they need something, they just go buy it. If they want something, they just go take care of it. If they got a problem, they just use their wealth, power, and influence to wipe that problem out, right? They don't feel fatigue because they just go for a rest. They've got the money. They don't feel, if they don't feel sadness because they're like, well, I'll just go do something that makes me happy, right? You look at it and you're like, they don't have the problems that we have. Yeah, and Empress says, the moments where I've had nothing, I've had the fondest memories. I think that's universally true. I mean, we shouldn't deify poverty. That's the thing. We shouldn't like say that poverty is so good. Anybody who's poor is better than anybody who's rich. Anybody who's impoverished is a better person. That's not true. There are just as many selfish, greedy, angry, manipulative, horrible to other people as in poor places as there are in rich, right? For us to say that the best way to be close to God is to reduce all of our money, just give it all away and live in a cardboard box behind, the drugstore, and then you'll be closer to God. That's not true, right? The old Essenes and the old ascetics used to have this thing where they'd be like, if you have to strip away all of the earth, you have to just wipe it all away so that you can be completely spiritual, right? The Gnosticism even went as far as to say that anything material, earth, flesh, everything is evil. The only good is spiritual. Therefore, give away everything, because the only good thing is something that is connected to God directly, and that can't be anything with fingers, anything with hands, anything with material. To the point where they would say that even Jesus, he was like pretended, like his body was pretend, or he'd, just at the last second, like Jesus took over someone's body or whatever. Like they got a whole thing because they hated materialism. But for us to say, like we, anybody who's rich is bad and anybody who's poor is good. That's not what this is saying, right? This is saying that when he looks at the rich, this is his thought process. Not necessarily all true, right? So like ask the question, right? Does a rich person have no pangs until death? No, that's not necessarily. They get sick too. They have issues with their family. They have issues with their friends. They have, whatever. They can't control their bodies. They still get sick, right? Their bodies are fat and sleek. They're not in trouble. Well, some of them are, right? Like, not that, Elon Musk can do whatever Elon Musk wants to do. He's not a Christian. He's not, he's just a guy. But whenever he does something, he gets in trouble. Like, he's got the whole planet like just up in a tizzy every time he tweets anything or every time he goes anywhere. He's still in trouble, right? Like, maybe it's not like us, but we definitely feel like we know what it's like to open our mouths and have someone slap us in the face with what we just said. So again, this is hi there, Empress 131 Smart. Did I see someone come through and I missed them? Forgive me if I saw someone. I'm sorry. Hello. But remember, this is this guy's perspective. That's what he started with, right? So he's like, I know God is good, and I know that I need to be pure in heart. Hi, Nurse Nerd. But for me, I was stumbling, right? I almost slipped where I shouldn't go, because when I looked at those who were arrogant and those who were wicked, I wanted to be them. For, in his opinion, and what he was seeing was, they had no problems with their body, they had no troubles. Their pride is their necklace. Violence covers them as a garment, right? As in, he's looking at someone who's really corrupt, and he's like, they wear their pride outward, like, I'm better than everyone, and they're willing to say it. I'm better than everyone. Violence covers them as a garment. Like, that's just their life is violence. That's how they solve problems. Especially back then. You think of, life 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, where you've got, tribalism, and you've got, there's no government oversight. There's no whatever. It's just, if a rich dude is rich and he wants to go kill people, and he just go buy the land, or he goes, talks to the king and whatever. And like, it's not the same as it is now. Their eyes swell through out through fatness. Their hearts overflow with follies. They're so fat, their eyeballs are fat. Their hearts overflow with follies, and just stupidity is pouring out of them at all times, right? I think of Herod in this scenario. Like, I don't know if you know the story of Herod, like, the Herod that was there during when Jesus was in Bethlehem, and the one that was going to come kill him. Well, like, Herod was legit insane. Like, he was so paranoid. He like killed members of his family. He was so, weird that he ended up killing his brother-in-law so he can marry his sister-in-law. I think he killed his mom and dad. Like, he was absolutely ruthless. He was really, really gross. He was violent. He was paranoid, and that's what happened. Was the story of when the wise men came to see Jesus, like, where's the king of the Jews? They walk up to Herod, and Herod's like, it just immediately sends him into this paranoid frenzy. I'm the king. Nobody can usurp me. I'm going to be king forever. And so he goes and he kills everyone in that town that's 2 years old and under, right? He's so threatened by the potential prophecy from some foreign person talking about something from scripture, that he literally tries to stop God by killing all the babies in that entire area. That's how insane he is, right? His eyes swell out with fatness. Their heart overflows with follies, just stupidity, folly, foolishness, really bad decisions. They scoff and speak with malice. Loftily they threaten oppression. They set their mouths against the heavens, and their tongue struts through the earth. Therefore his people turn back to them and find no fault in them. What? I don't know what that means. Therefore his people turn back to them and find no... Oh, the oppressors, the evil dudes, right? The bad guys. When they look at them, they're like, I choose to... I think this guy's great because he's taking care of me, or I refuse to say anything bad about this guy because he'll just wipe me out, right? It's not because they're good people. It's not that they don't find fault. It's that they can't say it, or because all his evil, that person's evil, is working for them. They don't say anything bad. I think about all this online. You got people who are literally coming to the defense of Elon Musk like he's the Messiah. You got people who literally think that, Bill Gates is either the solution to all things or is actually Satan. You've got, like, they look at these corrupt people, non-believing people that they don't really know. And because of their wealth, because of their power, because of their influence, they'll either defend them to the death like they're their parent, right? Or they will throw them under the bus as though they have absolutely no value because they're rich, right? There are people who will find no fault in them. We see that all the time online. Then he goes and says, I think he was the one who rounded up a bunch of well-known Jews in the area, ordered that they be killed when he dies so that they were to be... Yeah, I can't remember, but that doesn't sound like... But that sounds like something he would do. There's a lot more. Like, if you go read what Herod did, he really did horrible stuff. Truly, truly horrible stuff. And they say, right? How can God know? Is there knowledge in the Most High? So this is where it comes from, right? So they're doing all this bad stuff. They're, corrupt. They're hurting people. They're utilizing. They're proud, and they call themselves, they basically think they're gods of their own area. And they say, in other words, they're like, if God was real, he would stop me. So obviously he's not. If God was powerful, he would get in my way. He must not know. He must not exist. So therefore, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Right? So that's like God, it's a sort of Nebuchadnezzar kind of deal, right? Where you've got this idea that, if I build up and I do as much as I can and I create this wonderful nation, then I am God. If there was a real God, he couldn't stop me if he wanted to. He did. If you don't know the story, he definitely did. But that's what we're talking about here. Behold, these are the wicked, always at ease, the increase in riches. All in vain have I kept my heart clean and washed my hands in innocence. So there's the twist, right? He looks out and he sees the wicked people. He sees they're just getting richer. They're always feeling fine. He just is, and he thinks to himself, all in vain have I worked so hard to have a good conscience, right? He had opportunities to twist the truth to his own benefit. He didn't do it. He had opportunities to manipulate someone out of something. He didn't do it. He had the opportunity to steal, and he didn't do it, right? He's like, what is the point of having a good conscience? What is the point of living so innocent if all that happens to me is I feel worse? And what is the point of not acting wicked if everybody who's wicked seems to be doing just fine? It makes no sense. All in vain have I kept my heart clean and washed my hands in innocence. For all the day long I have been stricken and rebuked every morning. If I had said, I will speak thus, I would have betrayed the generation of your children. In other words, if I would have sounded like them, right? If I would have sounded like them, I would have betrayed the generation of your children. In other words, I would have been one of them. I had the chance. I could have been one of them. And I was that close. That's what he starts, right? I was that close. I had a chance. And I was that close to doing it. If I would have just said that one thing, I could be like them. But, a second but. But when I thought how to understand this, it seemed to me a wearisome task. Until, in other words, what he's saying is like the entire book of... Thank you!
Justle 6 heart, Justle 6 heart, Justle 6 heart.
Thank you so much, Lil Spark. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's get a shout out for her because she's really cool. She's a great streamer, really good, kind, funny, patient, got good content. She's good. Just Lil Spark's a good streamer. You should follow her. So here, we're getting at the turning point, right? Appreciate the lurk. But when I thought of how to understand this, it seemed to me a wearisome task. We're talking about like the entire book of Ecclesiastes, like where the wisest man on earth, it tries every experiment to try to figure out, what's life all about. Like it seemed to me so exhausting to even consider, why would God bless them and not me? Why are they doing fine and I'm not? Just the thought is exhausting. And he says, until I went into the sanctuary of God and I discerned their end. Remember we talked about a couple days ago, I talked about my favorite game is the Then What game, right? I said that one of the best things that I do, or I think the one that I've come up with, is a game called Then What, where I take a decision that I have to make, or a decision someone else is making, or a plan someone's making, and then I just keep asking, then what, then what, then what, then what? And then it gets to the point where at the end, the then what always leads to eternity. Always, right? Like someone who's like, let's talk about the bad guy, right? So I want to become rich, and I want to become powerful. So I'm going to, manipulate these people and hurt these people so I can have money. Cool. Then what? Well, then I'm going to feel better about myself. I mean, yeah, I'm going to have enemies around and they're going to want to stop me, but I'll just, I'll buy some guards and I'll be able to live. Then what? Well, then behind my little wall, I'm going to be happy. It's going to be fine. I'll be able to build up more wealth. Cool. Then what? Right? Well, then I'll just get richer and richer, and I'll get more powerful, more powerful. Other people will be looking at me like I'm a god. It's going to be awesome. Then what? Well, then I'm going to, then I'm going to be able to pass it along to my kids. They're going to get, they're going to get all the stuff that I have. They're going to live the way I lived, in power over everybody. It's going to be fantastic. Then what? Right? Well, then I'll be dead. Then what? Right? Well, then I'm going to stand before God. And yeah, you're going to be in trouble, right? Yeah. Because once you get to that point, eternity matters. The little 40 years you just spent all comfortable and rich suddenly doesn't look so good in light of the fact of you standing before eternity and having to look at God and say, I'm a sinner. I'm not saved. I'm not someone who is one of your people, and God casts you into hell. Right? Hi, Wolfcat. So this is what the guy said. He's like, I didn't understand it. It's too much for me. And then I walked into church. I walked into the temple, and I discerned there, and I remembered eternity. And he goes this. He says, truly you set them in slippery places. You make them fall to ruin. How they are destroyed in a moment, swept away utterly by terrors. Like a dream when one wakes, O Lord, when you rouse yourself, you despise them as phantoms. Right? It's all gone in a second. Just a second. Right? The place on top is very, very, very fragile. And whether it be death or whether it be a moment because they've set themselves up for failure by hurting so many people or whatever, it's just boom. They're destroyed in a moment. Their life is gone. They are dead. They stand before God, swept away utterly by terrors, or, because they made enemies and they treated everybody so terribly, it just comes crashing through. Like it just ruins their life. Like a dream when one awakes. Hi, Xanadu. O Lord, you rouse yourself, you despise them as phantoms. When my soul was embittered, when I was pricked in heart, I was brutish and arrogant. I was like a beast towards you. Have you ever done this? Have you ever prayed like a beast? Right? That you're angry at God, you're embittered, you feel like, you've been stabbed in the heart, pricked in the heart, and when you're praying, you're like, this is, I want to, I fill my belly. I want you to give me power. I want to be strong. I want to be rich. I want to dominate. How come I have to go without? And how come I can't do, God, you're not fair. God, you're not powerful. God, you must not be on my side. You always break your promises. You're blessing the wrong people. He's saying, when I was on this road and almost had fallen into the trap, when I was that bitter, I was brutish. I was ignorant. I was like a beast towards God. Because what does that mean? Like he's living out of his instincts, right? Food and shelter and, a mate and whatever. He's like, that's all I cared about. I was living like I was an animal. I was thinking like I'm an animal, that the most important things in the world are fleshly, are filling my belly and finding comfort and being powerful. That's the most important thing. I'm so glad I don't think that way anymore. He says, nevertheless, I am continually with you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will receive me in glory. Right? Nevertheless, even though I acted like a beast towards you, even though I was horrible, even though I spent all that time being bitter and angry and envious of the rich and considering wicked things and wanting to wreck myself and just all, like, even though I was like against you and I was calling you unfair, nevertheless, you did not leave me. You state, I'm continually with you, and you are holding my hand. Right? Alternate Gaming says, all things only exist because God sustains everything's existence. If he did not think of you for a single instant, you would cease to exist. Every breath you take is only because God allows it. He's actively keeping every single thing in existence. Yeah. Jesus mentions that, right? When he gets argued with about the Sabbath. And Jesus is like, God's at work today. And so am I. That's why I'm doing the miracles. Because if God stopped, you wouldn't exist anymore, right? Like, the Sabbath isn't what you think the Sabbath is. Verse 25. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is nothing on earth that I desire besides you. That's the perspective, right? This is Jesus talking about treasures in heaven. This is talking about, Jesus going, everything on earth, the moth and rust will destroy. The thieves are going to break in and steal. All the stuff that you're building up, Sis Pineapple talking about the guy with bigger barns, which is a parable talking about a guy who just he gets a great harvest, builds huge barns, puts all his stuff away, and is like, forever, I'm going to live so good. I'm going to be rich forever. And then he dies that night, right? When he looks into eternity and he says, when I'm dead, like all these other people, right? They're going up here, right? When they slip and they fall into ruin and they're finally destroyed. When that happens to me and I get to heaven, the only person I want to see there, the only thing of value in heaven to me is God. I don't care about the streets of gold. I don't care about my mansion. I don't care about, any of the stuff that's there. I am only there to see God. And I'm so thankful because he walked with me every step of the way. He guided me with counsel. He cared for me. And therefore, when I get to heaven, I'm going to be like, God, thank you. Even though I acted like a fool, I was envying the wrong people. I prayed to you like a moron. I accused you of stuff, but you held on to me. And now when I come and I stand before you, you receive me. You're the only reason I'm going to heaven. I'm convinced there are a lot of people in the church that call themselves Christians that aren't. And one of the ways that you can know that is because when you ask them, what are you looking forward to in heaven? Jesus doesn't even make the list, right? I can't wait till I can fly. I can't wait till I see my grandfather. I can't wait until I see my dog. I can't wait until I see my mansion. Until God says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Can't wait till he pats me on the back and tells me how great I am. And at no point do they list, I want to see Jesus, right? And there's nothing on earth that I desire besides you. Like when he starts really thinking about God, he's like, and so what compares? What would I trade my relationship with God for? This is Jesus again, right? Why would you trade, what is it? What is the point of gaining the whole worth if you forfeit your soul? That's what this guy's saying, right? If you give me the whole earth and I become what I was envying, what have I got? Nothing, right? I've really got nothing if I don't have my relationship with God because my soul matters. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is my strength and my heart and my portion forever, right? I may fall apart, but God won't. Gaming says the only time you can you can intentionally sin is when you forget or don't care that God exists and God is watching, because if you knew God was watching with you in the room, you wouldn't have sinned intentionally. Sin is a direct result of disbelief. I call them atheist moments. where you exist as an atheist in that moment. God doesn't exist. I'm in charge. There's no eternity. I can do what I want. Yeah, that's the root of it. It's an atheist moment. It's bad to want to see your family again after you die? No, it's not bad, but it's not what you're going to heaven for, right? If your family wasn't there, would you still want to go? If not, then you need to reevaluate your relationship with Jesus. Last two lines. For behold, those who are far from you shall perish. You put an end to everyone who's unfaithful to you. But for me, it is good to be near God. I have made the Lord my God my refuge, that I may tell of your works. Right? He gets to the end of this whole thing after processing it and encountering it and going to church and remembering eternity and stuff and realizing how good he's had it, that God has walked with him every step of the way. And he finally just goes, I'm just so glad that I'm near God. I'm just so glad that all these people who are far from God and are going to be destroyed, even though they're rich, I know God and I'll be with him forever. He's my portion. He's the one that I care about. He's going to be my inheritance, my relationship with God for all eternity. And that's who I'm going to run to. When I'm in trouble and I feel crappy and I feel like I'm oppressed, I'm not going to run to wealth. I'm not going to run to debt. I'm not going to run to, anything dumb. What I'm going to run to is God. I'm going to make God, the Lord, my relationship with God, my refuge. And then as he helps me, walks with me, cares for me, gives me patience, works miracles in my life, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell of your works. I'm going to say, God is active. God does provide. God does give patience. Trust God. Stop running towards wealth and debt and stupidity. Because if you just stop for a second and pray and stop for a minute and wait for God, wait on the Lord, let him solve the problem his way. Stop running into a solution and not talking to him about it, right? Just wait. Make him your refuge. And then you'll be able to have lots of stories to tell about how he provided. I'm living proof, and there are a lot of people in chat who are living proof too. Lady Gun says, I had a great uncle who'd say, I'll spend the next few thousand years worshiping Jesus, then I might look you up. There you go. That's good. That's good. Once I've sung all the songs, you know what I mean? Once we get to the end of the songbook, I'll be like, this is cool. I'll be back. I'm going to go see my... Yeah, it's funny. All right, so that's the Devo. I think we covered a lot of it. I hope it was valuable to you. It was. I love going through scriptures like this, and it's one of my favorite things in the world is to, teach and talk about the Bible, especially when it's so applicable to life today. It's just so easy to apply this to life because you probably felt it, you probably experienced it. You know what it's like to envy people who are doing wrong. You know it. But you wish for a minute, you'd be like, I wish I was them because they seem like they're doing fine and I'm not doing very fine, right? The end of that thought is what happens in eternity and is God a greater portion? That's the meditation for today. Let me pray. God, thanks for your love. Thanks for your care and thanks for your patience with us. Boy, we really exasperate, or we would, if you weren't so long-suffering. Thank you for being a God who loves despite the fact that we keep being so short-sighted, that we keep accusing you of stuff you didn't do. We act like beasts. We live in our stomachs, and you are willing to walk with us and willing to give us wisdom and willing to invite us into an eternal perspective. I pray that you'd give us that. There are people right now who are in chat, and they are really, really, really struggling. And for them, they are looking for a solution to their anger, to their sadness, and they're turning to worldly things. They're turning to something in front of them that they think is going to make them feel better, something in the future, some kind of money debt thing that's just going to take away the pain, that's promising them a solution. And and we know because of scripture and because of experience that it's just going to cause a problem later. We keep turning to folly. Thank you for giving us wisdom. Help us to live wisely and by your Spirit and recognizing you as our portion forever. Amen.
The question of the day.
Oh, that's not the question of the day. Did I forget to do a question of the day? Whoops. What should my question of the day be? I think I better put one in there. Stream Elements forgot. That's so funny. I just had to relog into Stream Elements, and I used it this morning, or I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. All right, what's a good question of the day today? Give me a good question. How about how much debt are you in? That's no, probably not that one. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yeah, that's a good one. Or I slit a sheet I slit between two slitted sheets I sit. That's a good one. I'm not a fig plucker, but a fig plucker's son, and I'll pluck figs till the fig plucker comes. Say that one. in church. What's a good question? What do you use? What have you bought simply to cheer yourself up and it ended up being not worth it? That's a good question, said the pastor. There you go. Exclamation point QOTD, and you'll get the question of the day. Boom. If the world ran out of toilet paper, what would you use instead? It can't. That's impossible. Everkilling, what would your favorite superpower be? All right, you guys got good questions. I tend to make them more thematic, but you guys got good questions, man. A wedding ring, bada boom. Ha ha ha. The world ran out of toilet paper, what would you? You can't, man. Paper is forever. You have to destroy every tree, every reed, every piece of grass in the entire world. Every stick of bamboo. You gotta destroy them all before you get rid of paper. Paper is ubiquitous and will be with us forever. I love paper. But with favorite superpower? That's easy. I always have the same exact answer to that, and that's mind control. I don't think there's anything better than mind control. You can have your flight and your invisibility and your super strength and your, whatever else. The correct answer, hi 20th Omen, good to see you. The correct answer is mind control. You want to get anything done? Professor X. Like, if you want, like, I'm going to break into a bank and I'm going to steal all the money. Well, you just walk in Professor X style and be like, you know what? You should give me all that money. And they go, yeah, I should. Done. End of problem. Make sure you do the paperwork to make sure that they understand why I took it. Okay. The Hulk and Wolverine? I've seen it. That's a thing. Hulk, Wolverine, what did they call that? Was it a hybrid? Yeah, weapon H, is that what they called it? Yeah, that's exactly what it is here. I think that was it. Yeah, it's the Hulk mixed with yep. It's a thing. Hulkverine. Yeah, I mean, talk about invincible. Like, if you have the healing powers, I mean, already the Hulk is invincible. He's invulnerable to all things. But at the same time, have perfect healing powers, and twice as much anger. He's got Hulk anger, and then he's got Logan anger. That's a lot of anger. Extreme precise conclusion that an average woodchuck can chuck wood at a rate of 361.92 cubic centimeters per day, which is about 0.979 pounds. That sounds wrong. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen beavers chop through multiple trees in a day. And you go lift those trees, like you lift a chunk and, it'll be like this big, it'll be, like considerable size. Not only can they bring it and put it where they need to have it, but it's heavy, man. Way more than a pound. Way more. I defy Dragon. No, that is not the correct answer. Hallow. Oh, hallow, as in hello, says 20th Omen. Hello. Toilet paper shortages are real, and I don't have all the tools and equipment to make my own toilet paper. Yeah, I know. I mean, I lived through it too. But actually, I didn't. It was so funny because I was watching online, and everybody's like, toilet paper shortages throughout the world. Everybody's freaking out. And you're like, oh, man, people are dumb. And then I went to the grocery store, and there was like 10 giant rolls of toilet paper, like giant packs. And my brain's like, steal them all, take them all, go buy them. And I'm like, no, because other people need to poop too. And so I took 2, which who buys 2 giant packages of toilet paper, right? You don't need 2 of them at the same time. You can come back. But I bought 2 and I carried them out and I got them and I brought them home. And it was more than enough to take us through the initial stupidity. People so dumb. Drunk Hulk would be something. That's funny. The strength of the Hulk and the regeneration of Wolverine. Yeah, you'd be unstoppable. That is true. Mind control would be like enabling so many. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about it, Lightgate. It's the correct answer to what power do you want, because there's nothing you can't do at that point, right? You don't have to force anybody to do anything. You don't have to manipulate anyone. It's just you just do it, and they let you, right? When is wood considered chucked? In my mind, when is wood considered chucked is when it's taken from tree and moved, where it's no longer a tree. It's chucked the moment it has moved from being a tree to being a log and then moved a little bit. That's a chucked piece of wood. In my opinion. Not that I've ever had to think it through very much. Wolfcat, I don't believe I've ever thought of, bought something for myself to make myself feel better, as I grew up in a home where we had to be careful not only buy what we needed. I know I've considered once, but then I thought about it and I thought that I would get bored with it. It would end up useless. Kept pulling faces at myself in the mirror. Dude, I tell you what, I feel you. I made a rule for myself, and this is a long time ago, back when we were digging out of debt, and we kind of finally got there, and I realized, I look back. Hi, Gabriel. I look back in my heart, and part of the reason that getting into debt was impulse buying, competitive buying, as in like with my wife, she gets something, I get something, stupid, and buying stuff that I wanted but didn't need, right? And so I promised myself, if I can't celebrate this purchase with someone else, like in public, if I can't walk out and go, God provided this, I'm so excited, this is wonderful, you should see what I've got, then I'm not going to get it, right? If I have to hide it, pretend it's not there, say, I don't want to tell anybody about it because they're going to be like, how did you afford that? I'd be like, well, I had to put it on the credit card and whatever. Or if I'm walking out of a store feeling crappy about it, then I'm not just going to get it. And that has stopped me from buying a lot of stuff. I've taken things off the shelf and been like, yeah, I want this. And then like, I'll get halfway through the store and my stomach will be like, no, nope, you don't feel good about that. Walk back, put it on the shelf, walk out, and it's okay. And I'm like, I'm fine. As soon as I get outside the store, it's like the cosmic energies change and I'm fine. But for whatever reason, in the store, I was managed to convince myself that I wanted it. But then I stepped outside and I didn't want it anymore. Yeah, ransom. Yeah, there you go. Tissue paper is made of eucalyptus, which is a weed. It won't run out. It's the log. You can't, you chuck wood. Yeah, a tree is made of wood, but I don't think a tree is wood. Would you say? A tree is made of wood, but you're not wood until you're, maybe? That's a good question. Now I'm getting confused. AstroTurf and a hose. Just scoot along the AstroTurf and then wipe it off. There's an idea. Monasty rolls toilet paper. Who's scared of my life right now? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful because we use it for everything. Like I clean stuff with it and I blow my nose with it. Like we have a roll and I use it to wipe things off. Like it's we use it a lot, and it's a yeah. Then you get low and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't be using that everywhere. You don't know what you got till it's gone. That's what I say. Gabriel says, I want super speed. No other superpower can break physics like super speed. You also can't think fast enough to mind control a speedster. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that because one of the things that happened with Barry Allen and I'm trying to think of the other super fast guy, right? They tried to the Flash. The Flash is Barry Allen or whatever the other guy. That was the thing, is that their brain also had to go fast. It wasn't just their body went fast, they processed things quicker. Everkilling can have the mind control, I'll take the Hulk smash. Or Lightgate can have that mind control, I'll take the Hulk smash, and you'll just conquer the world. Yeah, I agree. You'd be an unstoppable force. But it started giving me a high anxiety for there. I built for a couple years of a month. I was buying a Build-A-Bear to comfort me. But now I realize instead of buying something, I should have actually just saved the money. But I now want to give away presents. Well, I mean, yeah. Build-A-Bears are expensive. And I can see people doing that. Like, I've known people that have put themselves in debt because of collections. You know? Spoons, cups, figurines, whatever. And like, for whatever reason, like if one comes out, they feel obligated to go buy it, you know, Lego, you know, whatever it is. And at that point, you're no longer enjoying it, right? You're just doing it out of this sense of obligation to the company, to yourself, to I don't know what, you know, and you end up disliking your own collection because you see it now as a burden, you know, as something that you have to feed. It's like a monster. Alternate Gaming says, Gabriel Ablaze, but you'd always have to be super speed to avoid mind control. And what if you have Professor X situation where you can tap into any mind in the universe? Well, Professor X is level 5. Is that what it is? Level 5? Yeah. So he's pretty not stoppable. Yeah, you don't know what you got till it's gone till you're on the last roll of toilet paper. It's true. You're right. That's exactly the feeling. I don't think I'd want to be green like the Hulk. If I had to pick a color, it would be blue. There is a blue Hulk. Let me just pull that up because that's important. We can't just move forward like that's not a thing. What was Blue Hulk? He had a different kind of power, right? Blue Hulk powers. What was his powers? The Blue Hulk had the capacity of unipower, causing the Hulk to grow even stronger and turn blue. In effect, the Hulk could now become a cosmic-powered entity. Yeah, that's what it was. He was Cosmic Hulk. Nope. Hold on. Boop. Or Madam Blueberry. There's an option too. Yeah, Cosmic Hulk. He was something, man. They've been all the color. Like, that's great. That's what they used to. Okay, what if he was blue? The end. Yeah, there's a Red Hulk. Well, Red Hulk. There's Red Hulk is kind of bad Hulk. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Superman, right? Like, it was like kryptonite was green. That was it. And all of a sudden they started bringing in other kinds of kryptonite. And there's a ton of kryptonites. Actually, that's an interesting little study. What do the different types of kryptonite do? It's some weird stuff. Okay. Kryptonite. There are so many. Okay, powers. Man, just give me the powers. Okay, so yeah. So green kryptonite, you obviously know that one. It takes away his powers. Red turns him into a dragon? Hold on, what? That is a good question, Pineapple. Wait, no. Red kryptonite has unexpected consequences of what happens from the exposure, turning into a dragon, excessive hair growth, gaining telepathy. That sounds bad. Okay. Upon exposure, it would turn Kryptonian skin translucent, causing them to absorb copious amounts of solar energy to being incapacitated. Gold kryptonite destroys a Kryptonian's ability to process yellow sunlight. Blue kryptonite has the same effect on Bizarros as green kryptonite, and is the antidote for red kryptonite. White kryptonite kills all plant life, regardless of origin. Platinum kryptonite gives Kryptonian powers to a human permanently. I don't remember platinum kryptonite. Is Supermanologist. My mom taught me the art of window shopping is when you look through a shop window and you shop with your eyes instead of your wallet. Her own words, and I found it kind of satisfying. You got to go to the shop and stare at stuff for as long as you please, and you get to go home. Yeah, if you can do that, great. The problem is, if you can't not buy something, right? If you feel like you have to go home with something, then it becomes dangerous, right? Then it's sort of that putting yourself in the situation where you're tempting yourself rather than just kind of go and look and see what's out there. Cryptomites, living beings composed of kryptonite. Yellow kryptonite is part of a hoax masterminded by Lex Luthor. It was not actually kryptonite, but a harmless yellow sphere. He hoped Superman would think that it was kryptonite and hold back. Okay. Black kryptonite was on Smallville, and it was able to reprogram Kal-El. What? Martha Kent placed a chunk of black kryptonite on his chest, and the two personalities split. Clark then used black kryptonite to eliminate Kal-El. Oh, wow. I thought, no, in Superman, like Superman 2? Is it Superman 2 or 3? Which is the one where, like, in the back of the old Superman with Christopher Reeves? What color was the kryptonite that caused him to split? I thought that was red. Am I wrong? I can't remember. Man, you were a comic nerd. Yay. Never read American comics in my youth. Only had cool, weird French European comic books. There you go. Benjamin strong as a bear. Small boy that's inhumanly strong while being very timid and friendly. His powers only suddenly vanish when he gets a cold. That sounds very anime. Very anime. It was green, but it wasn't real kryptonite. Is that how it went? Okay. All right. Silver kryptonite. Part of a joke played by Jimmy to celebrate Superman's silver anniversary. Doesn't do anything. But in Smallville, it caused problems post-crisis. In Supergirl, silver kryptonite induces hallucinations. Supergirl, I like that. I liked Supergirl for the first like two and a half seasons. Decent show. I mean, it was very, very, CW, very CW, but it was all right. Sounds like early Genshin, yeah, right? Purple kryptonite. It acted like green. Some speculate that purple may have an incredibly rare version of kryptonite that disappeared. But it was the writer's decision or a coloring error. That's so funny. Purple kryptonite is a result of Adventure Comics 171, which somebody painted it wrong. Oh, that's so funny. They painted the kryptonite wrong, and so now it's lore. That's so funny. Kryptonite X is the one that works on Cyborg Superman. Slow kryptonite? Kryptonite Plus is a batch of 30. Magno kryptonite is a variation of kryptonite that tracks objects from Krypton. All right. Man, there's so many. X kryptonite, blood kryptonite. What's blood kryptonite? While physically resembling green kryptonite, the blood variant drains a portion of life force from present attendees, intended to direct this energy towards an effigy of the deceased part of the Kryptonian resurrection ceremony. Oh, it sucks life out of people and puts it into a dead body. Interesting. Purple spotted kryptonite, a fake kryptonite in the Crypto the Superdog cartoon, and it made Crypto chase his tail. Okay. Okay. There's so many. Dang, that's a lot. Anyway, there's a rabbit trail for you. Super blood harvest kryptonite, right? I mean, that's the thing. You have a comic going for, what was it now, 130 years? Like it's a lot. When was it? 1912, so like 120 years kind of thing. And it was, you're gonna come up with weird ideas. Like when they took Batman and made him Rainbow Batman. It's because he needed to have all the different color suits to fight different color villains. Wolfcat says, and we would help each other to not buy something unless, no matter how great it seemed, we're very supportive of each other. I remembered there was a toy I really wanted, but it was like a Barbie doll type thing. And my mom reminded me that what I did with my first and last doll of the type that she took me for. Yep. Cannot remember which one it was, but I still have all my bears except for that one I gave to my dog when she was a pup. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? It all seems like super important. Like the Maple Lee dolls, or what do you guys call them? You guys call them something else in the States. The really fancy dolls that they look like little people and they've got like really fancy clothes. Like those kind of dolls are, they all seem like a great idea and you want to give it to the kid and you spend $100 and whatever on it And the kid doesn't see that, right? They don't see that it's $100 doll. They just see that it's a doll, and so they'll play with it for as long as they play with it, and then they won't anymore. Yeah, exactly. Plot island for a single storyline. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it is. Trivia: Kryptonite was invented for the Adventures of Superman radio shows, so that the star Bud Colloid could take a vacation. They didn't need him to go. American Girl, yeah. You guys call it American Girl. We have Maple Leaf. Yep. Same difference. Same clothes. Same size. Ours comes with horses. It doesn't come with. You can buy a horse for her. You can buy a lot of things for her. Good gravy. That's such an interesting bit of trivia. I love that. Because they didn't need him to grunt. Ours came with wokeness. I want one of the horses, not just the doll, just the horse. Oh, because horse. Oh, they're neat because the legs themselves have that that bendy metal stuff that kind of holds its shape a little bit, but you can bend it. And those are what the legs are made of, and it can stand up if you get it just right. They brought in Batman as a guest hero. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. I didn't even realize it was a radio program. I mean, everything was, right? So I was told, because it's Chinese New Year, that my daughter brought this home from school, who said that her teacher was celebrating Chinese New Year, and she gave her 2 of these. I have no idea what it is. And I don't even think there's an English word on it. Nope, not a single English word that I can see. And I'm supposed to try it. That's what they said, try it. Okay, we'll try it. It is... I bet it's a piece of that duck cake. It just looks like cake. Like it's got layers. I kind of expected a hard candy. This is like a chunk of brownie. That's so good. So that was the inside of a Butterfinger. That was peanut butter. That was the inside of a Butterfinger. That's what that was. Perfect. Exactly what it was. Is that traditional? Is Butterfingers the traditional food of China's New Year? I think I would have known that. That sounds like a thing that we would know. Wolfcat says, Barbie was quite a thing. Nurse Nerd said, incidentally feels smarter just being here with you all. That's good. We're all geniuses, just so you know. Don't question anything we say, think, or do, because we're all right all the time. At least that's what I tell my kids. Barbie was quite a thing back when I was a kid. My mom bought me something similar, and I got so frustrated with it that I gave it to the dogs. Oh no. It didn't do what you wanted it to do. There were plushies, whatever you want it, so I never got a doll again. I got a doll in my house. Well, okay, so yeah, I thought the Barbie's a little bit weird too, because really, it didn't have knees, it didn't have elbows, right? Sometimes the hands moved, but it really didn't do much, and you just dressed it up, which was weird because my kids really liked. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of the doll.
Y'all ready?
Can you remember the doll?
Yeah. Let's go! Everybody wants come on! Move on!
Well, now I gotta fix something. I won't do it now, I promise. It's not like yesterday where it's a big crisis. That was supposed to turn black, so why didn't it? Properties? Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna write it down. Fix Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Alright, then we'll just fix the Kung Fu and then we'll call it a day. I learned so much more about Superman, Kryptonite, Jesus. There you go. Not in that order. That's funny. I'm trying to remember what the name of those stupid dolls were called. We had a ton of accessories, but they were soft, right? They were very soft dolls, and you could kind of shape them and play with them. They had like kind of like yarn hair. They really liked those. They really liked those because it was the same thing, but you could like manipulate it. Okay. Tell you what we're gonna do now. I promised myself I'd take breaks, so I will, even though I don't want to. I'm going to head off, and I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to go for a little walk, get a little bit of fresh air for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Then I'm going to come back. No, it's not Cabbage Patch. It's small. They were small. They were, yeah, like this big. And then I'm going to come back. We're going to play Filament. I thought yesterday was really, really fun. So the nice thing about Filament, that game, is that there's kind of like moments of narration, so we can kind of sit there and enjoy the story. And then the game itself is so non-intrusive that we can talk about whatever we want. So I'll tell you what, come up with a couple questions that we can chat about. You guys seem really good at that. Oh, did I forget? Oh, we should do Weird Wednesday. Gasp. You're right. Okay, we'll do that. After the break. Hold on. Desktop. See if I can give you a preview. Yeah, there we go. So here we go. Weird Wednesday. How about that? There you go. How's this candle? It's very cool, right up until you burn it, and then it turns into a skeleton. Make sure this is the right size. Why is it always the wrong size? Why is my screen always the wrong size? I'll never understand. There you go. Yeah, see? That's creepy, right? Am I right? That's just creepy. Yeah, we'll keep going. We'll keep doing Weird Wednesday, and then I'll do a break, and then I'll do the game. How's that sound? Let's do that. You'd buy one? You'd buy one? I don't know, man. I think it'd be cool. I think what it would be funny is if you gave it to somebody who didn't know what it was, right? Like repackage it, take it and repackage the candle. So like, here's a kitty cat candle. And then as it burns, like this metal skeleton of a, Terminator cat comes out. No, it's fine. I don't feel like I need a break. I just remember I told myself, take breaks. Otherwise you're going to feel weird. And so I don't want to feel weird, so I want to take a break. But we can do Weird Wednesday, and then I'll take a little break, and I'll come back. I don't have anything after this. I had a meeting a couple times, so I don't have anything after this, so we can get into the game a little bit. We'll see. Now let's figure out what candle skeleton should look like. So all my what would a candle it would be like a helix pattern. That's what it would be like, DNA. All right, let's keep going. Nope. Let's go. I remember I said at the very beginning, I only do weird pictures, right? And I thought, but this one I couldn't quite classify. Was it weird or just shocking? Good afternoon. May grace and peace be multiplied to you in the knowledge of the Lord Grace. Thank you very much, Epitome. Much appreciated. Epitomy's also a fellow streamer, someone who he's a little bit different because he'll talk about the Bible and he'll go through some scripture stuff, and then you can kind of study with him. It's a different kind of stream. It's not like this, but yeah, Epitomy's. If you are curious about the Bible and you want to talk to somebody about it, Epitomy's pretty cool. This is the answer to the question of the day. What did you buy that you ultimately were unsatisfied with? Yeah. The new lower price. Isn't that crazy though? The opposite of cool would be uncool, right? Totally lame. Someone who's L7. Square. That crazy? Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, we'll keep going. There you go. I came across an article, at least the packaging, you're right, it kind of is. It's neat packaging, but yeah, I came across a few fashion things, and there's always weird fashion. I'm not a fashion guy, so I don't understand why they do this, but I love the fact that they take these people who are attractive, paid to be attractive people, and they put the stupidest stuff on them. and have them go parade out in front of people. Like, this is not what this guy signed up for, right? He wants to wear suits. He wants to, you know, show off the newest fashion that people are gonna actually wear. He does not want to look like Captain Balloon Pants Man who forgot his shirt. This is the opposite of the skipping leg day memes, right? A volleyball smuggler. Maybe he did go swimming in these pants. That's the thing. This is what happens to you when you go swimming in a dry suit. Anybody ever been like out in the water in a dry suit? And what happens is it just fills up with water because you end up looking like this. No wonder they never smile. Yeah, right. Armpit holes? Right? You look like that? He doesn't want to be here today. This is not what he signed up for. Why are there armpit holes? Is that solving a problem or creating one? Why are the arms too long? I don't know. There are no answers. There are no answers on Weird Wednesday. Here's another one. Just this is what they sewed into it with flowers. just I mean, this is a warm person, right? That's just knit, man. It's cool too, though. Like that, you kind of look like a spaceman. But that's like you would not be cold in this. This is winter wear. This is Canada, February, man. Oh, is it really? Is it the please kill myself event? Please kill me event? All right. That's. I mean, every event needs a theme. That's not often the theme that you get, but it is what it is. Yeah, no, this is the male model look when you have to put the stupid thing on because you're being paid to. I agree. I'm totally with Wolfcat on this one because like if this could be like TV watching stuff in my basement. My basement's so cold. Like, just come downstairs and just, like, put on the TV watching suit. Covered. The only problem that you couldn't eat the snacks. You'd need to have, like, finger escape holes to get out into the snacks. The 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, you're right. All right. So, we looked at a couple tea things. There's a poop one we did last week. It was just a poop at the end of a butt, and we're like, ew. I saw this one, and I wasn't too sure what I thought. What are your thoughts on this? Like, and I think the reason that I'm disturbed, and maybe I can fix it using contrast. Turn down the exposure. No, turn down the brightness, maybe? No. Okay. Highlights. Oh, down. Shadows? How do I get this thing out? All right, there we go. Like, you look at his face. You'll see, like, 2 weeks running may never. It looks like he's peeing in the pool. This is the look of a dude. So, okay, so my parents just got back from going to Mexico, right? So they go to a resort in Mexico. That's kind of their thing. They go wander into there, and there's always a pool bar, right? Where you got these dudes, and they just pull up to the bar, sit on the stool in the pool, right? So your legs and your butt or whatever are in the pool, like you're up to your waist or whatever, and then you drink. And she says these guys do not get up when they are drinking. They will go through liters and liters and liters of alcohol or drinks, and they never stand up. Super weird. Like, nobody wants to walk through this pool where the bar is, because everybody's just peeing all the time. So that's what I see. I just see a dude just letting it all hang out in my teacup. I think I'd rather have the poop one. Whatever happened to a normal cup of tea? We can't have that, man. You just can't have normal tea. What are you talking about? All right, we'll keep going. Whoa! Dragonheart. Okay. How do you really feel about it, though, Dragonheart? So this, I saw this cake. I thought it was good luck, Mary and Gus. Get with Ken. He has information. He double nuked it. Yeah, one wasn't enough for that. It's funny that you were okay with the fashion though. Like you didn't nuke the fashion. It was the teacup that really put you over the edge. Right? That's what I'm thinking. Like, good luck, Mary. Maybe good luck is like not in a happy way. It's like good luck, Mary and Gus. Get with Ken. He has information. Like it's just like this is not going to happen. Like, you're going to be the one at the bottom of the riverbed with the lions and the monkeys eating your face off. We're the bottom. Yeah, you cut into this thing and you're going to be like, there's going to be like the skeleton cats. Exactly. Hi, Caitlin Loves Music. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Glad you're here. Caitlin Loves Music signed up for the course, the 10-week Christian content creator course. Good to have you. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. This is eerie. Talk about weird, okay? So on a poll outside, it says, "Have you been having strange dreams?" The Willamette Valley Dream Survey is investigating a recent spike in bizarre, unexplainable dreams. If you have been experiencing any unusual dream activity, you can help by reporting a summary. Please call this number with a description of your dream. Is that not weird? Perhaps they got camping trip as a present from... Oh, there you go. It's a card. Yeah, there you go. It's you're going to the jungle. For your travel information, see Ken. You just calling him every like, dude, it happened again. The mushrooms were attacking and the Smurfs wouldn't deal with it. It was crazy. I don't know why I was covered in red paint because everybody else was blue. Yeah, I hear you. Dude, content creator course. So if you don't know what that is, there's a Christian content creator course that I put on through TACO, the Alliance for Creative Outreach. The Alliance for Creative Outreach is a group that supports Christian content creators through networking, through training, through discipleship, through accountability, through bringing them together as a team and making content together. One of the prerequisites of being on the team is taking the course. We offer the course once every like 3-4 months or whatever because it takes 10 weeks to go through. We cover everything from how to discover your vision, how to figure out your audience, what people need, how to create a meaningful topic, what do strategic planning, mission. We do the whole shooting match just to give you something that'll so you can really step off on the right foot when you starting content creation. Yeah, really, really cool. Once in a while on this stream, we come across... No, dude, Nurse, no. Okay, I think you've apologized twice, Nurse. Don't. It's cool. You can type anything you want into chat, and I'm more than happy to hear it. It's totally fine. One of the magic of an AMA is that you can say whatever you want, whenever you want, and that's super cool. No worries. If I ever look bothered, it's just because of my angry eyebrows. I promise you. It's just these. They work against me. I'm never upset. Okay, so, well, I was going to say, so on... This sculpture is not appealing. I was saying, every now and again on Weird Wednesday, we come across a statue. Like, and I mean, like, someone paid for this, stuck it on a pedestal next to the road. Like this looks not inexpensive. Look at them roller skates. That's metal, dude. I don't know who Jay Kill is, but he made it, and he was, like, good for him getting paid for it. But what is it? In Soviet Russia, banana peel slips on you. Well, he's got roller skates. That's double danger right there. Chiquita bananas. Well, if it was Chiquita, they'd have the headdress. Akio says anything can be art. I agree. Anything can be art. I'm of the opinion. I think I was Ben Shapiro. Who was I watching? No, it was another guy. Another one of those conservative wackadoo guys who just loves yelling at the internet. Yeah, he was talking about how art, how corrupted art has become and how it has completely lost meaning and excellence is gone and whatnot. And I resonated with it. I really did. Dang, that's metal. It is. I am too. I've taught it twice now. Been through it with 16 or 20 people, or depending on how you want to count it, how many started and then ended. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I finally recorded it. I've given the videos to my friends who have turned them into what do they call them? They did the audio to text thing, and now they're in a book format. So I'm going to be taking that book and I'm going to be creating a tool so I can pass this on to other people to teach this class, right? So it's not all about me, it's not all about talk or whatever. So by the end of this, I should be able to hand you a document that has 10-week course on all the stuff I talked about that you can take people through, because not only does it have the questions, but it also has all of my notes in it, paragraph form, so that it's a workbook that anybody can go through. I still think everybody needs to be together, going through it together. I don't think this is something you should be going through alone, because it's meant to be something that is in tandem with other people looking at your content and peer-to-peer review stuff. That's another thing we do there, peer-to-peer review. But honestly, it's really exciting. I'm looking forward to that book. It's going to take a long time to do the book. You want to put the statue in your backyard? Dude, put it in your... Yeah, I'm not going to finish that. We have gone from a John Wayne society to a pee-pee poo-poo society. I want to believe that this is Photoshop, but I also want to believe this is not Photoshop. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's the entire tailgate, right? But do you agree? Do you agree we've gone from a John Wayne society to a pee-pee poo-poo society? I don't know. You're not just whistling Dixie Pilgrim. Hey, oh, there you grab right from. That's pretty good. I love that. I mean, he's not wrong, but I mean that's the thing. Like, I always think through these bumper stickers, like, because to put effort into this was like $60 or whatever to get this thing printed and stuck on there. You have to believe this with all your heart and soul for you to not only display it for everyone, but for you to be like known as the guy who has this on the back of the truck. So you really gotta believe this. Or a pew pew society, yeah. Pee pee pew pew. Darn right. John Wayne used to walk like he needed to pee pee or poo. It's kind of not wrong. That's funny. All right, we'll keep going. I don't know why they can't get urinals right, but they certainly are willing to experiment. You know what I mean? We have seen so many different kinds of toilets. I mean, like an infinite amount of designs that we've seen over the last 2 years of content here. Well, I guess, what are we, 16 months of Weird Wednesdays? And there's been a lot of toilets. But the concept here, man. I don't know, man. They're like peeing into a shark's mouth. Like, it's definitely not for ladies. I'll tell you what. This is not a lady urinal. It's only for men. For whoever has to clean all the teeth. That's gross, but accurate. That's like Jimmy. He's only been working there for 6 weeks. He gathers the dishes. He does all the stuff in the back, and the last thing he has to do before he leaves for the night is he has to go and brush the toilet shark's teeth. He's really hoping someone else gets hired, but he's the low man on the totem pole. Maybe it ate a jellyfish. Hey, there you go, Disco. Exactly. You never know. He's asking for it, please. Just use a big toilet brush. That would be. No, it's not what I picture, ukulele. It's got to be a toothbrush, like a really big toothbrush. Yeah, the partition being a surfboard is cool. Totally agree. But I'm sure there are other ocean things that you could pee into that would make more sense. I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. We need to corrupt that. I think we need a bigger boat. Because I'm trying to think. Because if you go to the restaurant, right, you're in the restaurant and you've been there for a little while, and you've been back. This is like your favorite restaurant, and you tell your friend, right, I'm going to the bathroom, but I might be in there for a little while. I think we need a bigger shark. Does that work? I don't know. We've got to workshop that a little bit. Toilet shark do. Gross. So here's a chair. Oh, it's reversed. Let me unreverse it for you. Right? See, if it wasn't for the INRI, I would be like, this is a weird chair for like probably for like a procedure or some weird thing. But it's got INRI on it. Does it plug in? No way. So brutal. Oh, that's rough, ukulele. Man. It does look like a torture chair, but also is a lazy boy recliner. What a weird, why would you make your torture chair into a lazy boy recliner? You know who this is for? I just realized who this is for. This is for people who want to watch TV, but struggle with not snacking while watching TV. Right? This is the person who they want to watch their show, but they also want to lose weight. And every time they go watch their show, they condition themselves that they got to have a bag of chips, they got to have peanuts or whatever like that. And no more. And so they say, honey, I'm gonna go watch my show or whatever. Can you please put me in these for a half an hour until I get to the end of my show? That's what this is for. Ransom says, am I supposed to get crucified or just blood work? Why not both? Ransom, why not both? They did not nail this one. No, it's cushy. It's got cushy comfort wrist supports. Right? Help, honey, help, I gotta pee. We've seen that lazy boy recliner where you don't have to get up. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it's a little weird that it's got the crucifixion acronym on top. But maybe. Okay, so the next one this is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna read through. This is the list of reasons for admission to a mental asylum in the 1800s. I'm gonna read through a few of them, and you guys can kind of see to go to the mental asylum what was necessary for reasons for admission: intemperance and business trouble, kicked in the head by a horse, hereditary predisposition, ill treatment by a husband, imaginary female trouble. Is that trouble with an imaginary female, or is it your female trouble is imaginary? Because it could go either way, right? I need a room and a little padded cell. Why? Imaginary female trouble. That's okay. Hysteria, obviously. An immoral life. Instant rush. This is for folks who really want to take up their cross. Okay, I missed that. That's funny. Well done. Lock me up and throw away the key. You got that imaginary female trouble there, bud? Yeah, I hear you. Immoral life, imprisonment, jealousy, and religion. Get locked up for jealousy and religion? Like just religion? Period? Laziness, marriage of son, masturbation, and syphilis. Masturbation for 30 years. Yeah. I mean, Yeah? Okay. Just that's a really specific number. We talked about just doing a family reunion there. Yeah, and other people could admit you, exactly. Medicine to prevent contraception. Menstrual deranged. You're not allowed to say that anymore. There are other words for menstrual deranged these days. Mental excitement? Oh, see, you don't want that. Novel reading? Yeah, ukulele's going straight in. Nymphomania. Opium habit? Yeah, I can see that. Overaction of the mind. Overstudy of religion. Oh, Dustin's going in. Overtaxing your mental powers? Yeah, I mean, that's me. They're always running at like 111%. Right? Lady Gun's done. Ransom's gone. If your parents were cousins, lock me up, right? I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't be in this. Maybe it's just Earth. This isn't for admission to a mental asylum. This is admission to Earth. Periodic fits, tobacco, and masturbation. Why is it on here 3 times? Is that like 2 different? Okay, whatever. I don't want to get too far into it, but why is it twice? Political excitement. Well, that's it. You're done. That's it. All of the United States is locked up. Or just politics, period. Religious enthusiasm? Man, all the Pentecostals and charismatics, they're all in. Fever and loss of a lawsuit. Fever and loss of a lawsuit. Fever, like that's the same. They have to be both. You have to have a fever and have lost a lawsuit. Fits and desertion of husband. Asthma. Bad company. Bad habits and political excitement. Oh, those are bad together. Being on Twitter and being excited about politics. Yep. Bad whiskey. just if you paid for the premium stuff, you can stay home. The bloody flux. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to Google that off to the side. What is bloody flux? It's just when you got poop in your blood. Gross. Brain fever, business nerves. Anybody got the business nerves? There's a lot of things that are specifically women in here. I don't see specifically men stuff. Well, maybe, I mean, but even then, okay, never mind. Carbonic acid gas. Yeah, if I had that, I'd want to go to the hospital. Congestion of brain. Sequel to Aeon Flux, the worst. I mean, maybe. That's terrible. What's congestion of brain? What is congestion of brain? No, I think it's trying to have like an official. A morbid condition consisting of congestion of blood vessels and exudation of serum and blood corpuscles with resulting hyperplasia. Nurse can explain that. I've got Facebook friends who did a thesis on women in the 19th century. Yeah, it's yep. Death of sons in war, decoyed into the army. What does that mean? Is it, yeah, are you decoyed? Like you thought you were going to Dairy Queen, you got in the car and you ended up in on the front lines? Is that how that works? Deranged masturbation. Okay. Desertion by husband. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Obviously that's a bad thing. Dissolute habits, domestic affliction, domestic trouble, dropsy, egotism. Well, that's everybody else. Epilepsy, obviously. Excessive sexual abuse. Yeah, that's bad. Excitement as officer. Excitement as officer. Exposure and hereditary. Exposure and quackery. What? Exposure and quackery. Fever and jealousy. Fighting fire. If you've been fighting physically with it, you're gonna need the hospital, right? If like literally you've been dukes up, you and a log or on a tree. Suppressed masturbation, as in if you do it too much, that's bad. But if you suppress it, that's bad too. I'm confused. Suppression of menses? Yeah, you don't want to do that. Can you do that? Is that a thing? Excessive sexual abuse, not the healthy amount. It's terrible. Cerebral edema. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that does make more sense. The war. Just the war. I need to go to the hospital. Why? The war? Oh, did you get hurt? No. Are you worried about it? No. Is it what? Just the war. Are you woman? Time of life. Just being old. You know, like just getting to the place where you're over 65. That time of life, done. Uterine derangement. That's what happens if the shark bites down when you're peeing. You get the uterine derangement. No, uterine. That's a uterus. I was thinking urine derangement. That's probably different. Dude, stop. You don't need to apologize, nurse. You're contributing to the conversation. It's perfectly fine. I'm happy to have you here. According to this list, the entire population... Yeah, we should all be there. Venereal excess. You don't want that. Vicious vices. As, Ransom said, not the good kind. Women trouble. Dang. If you got that women trouble, you're in trouble. Shooting of daughter. Yeah, I haven't got there yet. Why do you need to go to the hospital? Shot my daughter. Oh yeah, come on in. You're gonna need your own shot. Superstition, smallpox, snuff eating for 2 years. I thought snuff you snorted. Don't you snort snuff? You eat tobacco like chew, like you spit that. You're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to spit it out. But women trouble, real or imaginary? Right? Could be it's imaginary women trouble or real women trouble. Just if you got women trouble, come on in. Yeah, if you're eating instead of snorting it, that is a mental problem. But you got to do it for 2 straight years. 2 straight years. Spinal irritation, gathering in the head, greediness. There you go. Go get treated for greediness. What do you think the treatment is? What do you think the treatment for greediness is? I bet it's like that chair. It's that chair. You just have to sit in there for a while. You can't get anything. Can't do anything. No grasping. Electroshock therapy. There you go. Just keep zapping them. Yeah. Gunshot wound. Yeah, probably. Hard study. Again, Pastor Dewson's back in the hospital. Rumor of husband murder. Rumor of husband murder. Okay. Salvation Army? Salvation Army? Salvation Army? Like, if you're in the Salvation Army, you need help? What? I'm looking up Scarlatina. So you don't have... Oh, Scarlet Fever. Okay, there you go. Yeah, go to hospital for that. So what are you in for? Ringing a bell next to a kettle full of change. That's it, you're done. That's right. Yeah, then we gave some clothes to the homeless people. Yep, and they came and got us. Yeah, Scarlatina, seduction and disappointment. Oh, that's sad. I tried. It was a blind date. I did my best. It didn't work out. I need treatment. You tried to seduce, didn't work. Oh, that's kind of sad. Seduction and disappointment. Self-abuse, sexual abuse, and stimulants. sexual derangement, false confinement, feebleness of intellect. Now I'll be in there right next to Pastor Dewson. Yeah, everybody go follow Pastor Dewson. It's really important that you do. He's great. Fell from a horse in the war. Just a female disease. Period. Just all of them. I mean, that's how we talk about anything wrong with a female, right? Even females talk about that. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's female trouble, right? And nobody asks questions after that. Nobody clarifies. All right, female trouble. Okay. So apparently here you can get treated. Just walk in and say, I got female problems. Okay, let's go. False confinement will make it real for you. That's true. Yeah. Is the disappointment specific to the seduction or just any disappointment? No, I think it has to be both, right? Because why would it not be next to it? Seduction and disappointment. Because it would be another thing. Just wow, wow, wow. Just stop. Aww. Man, that's crazy. There's nothing, man. There's nothing in the human condition that wouldn't get you stuck in this place. Send her to the women's asylum is like shoot the horse for women. Well, yeah, once you got the women problems, what else? That's it. Oh, did you Google it? The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Ghost tours. Bro. Ooh, spooky. This is it. Spooky. Ooh, on sale now. Ghosts. Dude. No. No, you couldn't make me, man. I'm going to move it over here, and I'm just going to look to see if there's any actual pictures of this place. Before I, like on the inside. Oh, yeah, it's not so bad. So you've got, like, outdoors, and then you've got, like... Yeah, I'm not going to that hallway. You can't make me. Oof. No way. Beautiful building. I'd live in it. Would you? Would you? You'd be so haunted? You'd be haunted so hard. Flying the pride flag. I don't think that means what you think it means, guys. It's not where you want. Okay, there you go. We did it. We got through Weird Wednesday, or did we? No, we didn't. There was just one more. You want to see the last one? There you go. Boom. This is called. Oh, I didn't do it. This is called slow coffee. They call it slow coffee, and you need to wait 5 minutes for your little coffee bear to melt before you can drink it. What are your thoughts on slow coffee? I don't know a single thing in the entire world who wants their coffee slower. Right? It's adorable. And then you pour the hot coffee and melt the bear. Never mind, your cup explodes. But yeah. Yo, Chovy's here. What up, dude? Hi, Chove. Let's get Chovy a shout out too. Chovy's great. How did you get that double echoey sound fixed? And also, how did Harry Potter go last night? Did you win? Did you kill the Voldemorts? Wolfcat, you make a good point, right? Just lick it until it's gone. It's very adorable. I think it's very cute. I like he's wearing a cute little sweater. He's got little feeties. Got a W on his chest. Is good for I don't know, probably Wilson. It's adorable. That's good. Yeah, I know audio is rough. I updated OBS and I've still got issues with audio and with all that kind of stuff. I heard Dewston had a problem with the vertical video. Did you end up having to delete it? Dustin, I still made it run. I don't know if you got my note from I sent to you. I sent it through another guy, but I figured out how to make it run with the vertical video going. But yeah, it works. But again, I've got a few things I got to add. Used to work at a psych facility for teens, started as an orphanage and is supposedly haunted. One haunted building is now a homeless shelter. I've never seen a ghost, but I had fun with the people who believe in ghosts. Yep. Wilson's a volleyball, not a bear. Wilson is what you make of it. Wilson is a state of mind. Some days I'll take slower coffee so I appreciate it. No way, man. I want more coffee faster. That's the only way that I want it to happen. It wasn't just vertical video for me. It was several... I was 2 versions behind. Yeah, I went from 27.2 or whatever up to 29.0.2, I think they were on now. And it was fine. I was waiting for NDI to update because I have I have a streaming computer and a different computer. NDI goes across the network. It needed to update. Finally got it. Okay, I'll do it. And then when the vertical video thing came out, I'm great. The only issue I have now, Dustin, is that I want it to be automated so that the chat can do it. I don't want to be the one having to pick my own clips because it's just a pain, and I don't know when I'm interesting, funny, or what's going on. I want other people to choose when it's meaningful to them. And so I'm working with Jate. Jate's going to figure it out and then tell me. I'm not working with Jate. I asked Jate to do it, and I'm going to go figure out what he did. And so when he figures it out, then we're going to have it automated so that you guys can just type !clip, and it'll take a clip and put it on my computer, properly edited. Which is cool. Cold coffee's like decaf. It's of the devil. I think if you mix it with enough sugar and vanilla syrup and a little bit of chocolate and whatever, and you turn it into a smoothie, I can get on board with that. But just straight up cold coffee? Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Jake, honestly, I know he'll do it. The thing is, if you want Atrium, or whatever it's called, Atom, you're going to have to pay money for it. But if you can find a workaround, just so you can connect chat to be able to push a hotkey in OBS, you're done. Because that's all I need to do. I just need you guys to be able to push the plus button on my keyboard. But I don't know how to do that. Still in 27, not going to update. After the last time I updated, everything crashed. I updated. So I updated everything to 29. NDI, I had to reinstall NDI. I had to reinstall, whatever over top, all the different bells and whistles that I have installed, but it all worked. The only issue I found is that my audio sources were a little goofy, and the and then what was the other thing? Oh, and then if you I have effects that are supposed to happen, and it didn't happen, and I don't know why. So we'll have to figure that out. But other than that, it was great. Okay, that was Weird Wednesday. Tell you what, I'm going to take my break now. I'm going to head off. I'm going to jump into, go take a breath of fresh air outside. I'll come back. We'll jump into Filament. Now is a great time, by the way, if you want to go check out my coffee page, !coffee, or !my story, if you want to listen to an hour and a half of me talking about sort of me and my life on there. It would be great. Now's a really good time for you to also contact somebody, call somebody or text or whatever, saying, I've been watching the XtianNinja Channel. It's pretty interesting. You might like it too. If you could do that, that would be great. But other than that, if you don't like games, you don't like how I play games, please stick around anyway, and or leave the lurk rather. Just leave the lurk or stick around. I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, coffee's really good, and it's growing too slow. Put it that way. I need it to grow faster. So yes, it's slow coffee. All right, dudes. I will be back in shortly. Hello. Let me get my audio set up here. Okay, we're going to keep going on Filament. Once I find my controller, where did it go? Where could it go? Oh, it's in front of me. That's a good place. This song hits so hard. I mean, Coconut Mall is already a very good song. So that is plenty good. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're in the middle of Filament. We're not in the middle. I got stuck on a level, and it's fine, and I'm okay with it. But what we're doing right now is we are. Okay, right. I gotta close it because it didn't figure out, because it's an indie game. It doesn't know how to use my controller unless I legitimately teach it to. There you go. Ready? Now launch again, and remember I have a controller. So we're playing Filament. Filament is a game. All we know so far is that we came and we docked with the space station. We were kind of lost in space, I think. And then when we got to the place where we were trying to get out of the room, we figured out the little robot. If he touches all the yellow, thank you for the follow. If the robot can do the thing, we can move on to the next room. And then all of a sudden, a voice came from the sky, and was like on a radio, and it was talking to us about how they're trapped somewhere, and we're trying to save them. So that's what we're trying to do. It's a very cute game. Got really cool graphics. So like if you look at it, see we're like in a space station. And I'm looking at all these little clues, right? Like you look at this thing and it's like, yep, that looks like a clue. And if you look at like this over here, yeah, I think, where was it? There's another clue here somewhere. Over here. But like it was on the floor. It was on like a piece of paper. And the music in this game is way too epic. Like, it's just it goes way too hard. No, I don't think I can use that one then. Okay, we gotta, where were we? We were over here. It's a puzzle game with a little bit of a narrative spin, right? Wait, did I not do this one? Hold on a second. We gotta go back over here for a second. Man, he doesn't really run very fast, does he? Just go here for just a minute. Enter level. I've already done the level. Okay, no, apparently I don't need to do this. Okay, good. Good. Now we'll just keep going. Maybe I'm not dumb. Oh, I've never been here before. Whoa, this spaceship is way bigger than I thought it was. You can kind of follow the wires. All right, let's go try these levels. They're probably too hard. They're for smart people. So all you're just a little robot, a little light robot, and your job is to connect the white things. Not that hard, right? Doesn't seem that hard. Anybody could do it until you realize, no, they can't. It's for smart people. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Crud. See, I thought I was smart. I'm like, oh, it's easy peasy. Look at this. No problem. Can I get back through? Fortunately, he doesn't run out of string. But you can't cross your own line. See? Can't cross your own little line, which means you're stuck. So how do I... All right, we're going to try over. If you hold down the trigger, it just goes, woo, and it just goes flying back, and it's my favorite thing. See? If I go that way, I can't get through. And if I go this way, it doesn't touch. Yeah. So, and you see these little wires on the bottom. That's what opens the door. As soon as I touch that, the door opens, which means I can go through it. And then if I go back and I go this way, it'll touch and that'll open that door. And then if I go like this, but then I can't because I can't get across. So what do we got to do? Probably just this. See, it doesn't touch. Maybe I start up here. Oh, this feels good. Nope. Dang it. Okay, what if I do this? Oh, there we go. I'm so glad he doesn't run out of rope, because if he ran out of rope, I would absolutely be in trouble. Because I played games like that. Oops. This feels like it's too easy. Why is it doing this to me? Yeah, because then I can't get out. No, I can. Go that way. No, there's a wall! No! I thought I was so smart. All right, let's go the opposite way then. That is not the right way to go. Now I'm all confused. Oh, are you not hearing the music? I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling me that. Just sitting here listening to me yammer on is no fun. There really is very good music. There you go. Thank you. It's super nice too. The music is really, really, really nice. Tell me if the volume works for you. Because that's what makes the game tolerable. This feels like I got it right, like I'm just not doing one thing correct. Yeah, I gotta light that first light. The only way to do it is to light this light first. I love music. Yeah, the game music in this... I see, actually, that's not true, because I often will turn off game music. Like 99% of the time, I will not listen to the game music because I think it's distracting or annoying. It's just something I've never really been fan of, is the game music thing. Man, that is so rough. Because if I do this, I'm fine, but I can't get out. And there's no way to get the wall around here. If I go up, does that work? No, because I have to touch this one. Yeah, and one way to touch that's to go all the way around. Means you have to do this. Means you have to do... So my guess is that I can't do that first one. Like, I have to leave this one alone so I can come back. But then how do I get... See what I'm saying? My brain is not cooperating. That's... It seems so obvious. Like if I do this, I can touch it, but then I can't get back because there's no way to get around. You'd think... The problem is, the only way to light these outside ones is by touching this one and then that one. You have to weave it. So if I... Then you have to go up here and you have to weave this one. But this one here... If I just went like this and was able to go back, it'd be fine. Oh, I can't even go back that way. You have to go back through. I have to leave a hole. Alright, alright, alright. So knowing that probably helps. Or if I was smart, it would help. Let's start with this guy. Oh, look at that. Come on. Who's got the brains? Hello. I like how they're kind of pulsing. See how they're like... Indeedly doodly. Why was that so small? We have to fix that too. Because it's, these are called redeemable overlays. And it's supposed to be the whole screen. There you go. Now it'll confetti the whole thing instead of just that little part. All right, so I guarantee that it wants me to do this because it's got one here. Oh dear. So I need to be able to get through. What? That, okay. Weird, look at that. They left it spaced out just enough that it's not going to work. That was you walking around last night with your torch trying not to bump into things. Oh, that's true, because you lost... unplugged all your stuff. That's funny. Okay. And then we'll go this way, I guess. And then we'll go this way. So close. Pulling out plugs. I mean, I guess that's responsible. It's not a bad thing that you were pulling out plugs, right? Because it's obviously it's going to be a you're concerned about the power spikes, which yeah, I do that with my computer. So because I've actually been hit by lightning, like not hyperbole. I got hit by lightning in my house, and it was not awesome. So I'm a little, I guess you'd say I'm a little nervous about the kind of stuff electricity can do. Am I getting the hang of this? Every time I say something like that, I always spend 10 hours on the next level. Used to work for an electrical supplier with lots of items returned for repair that were damaged by electric. Yeah, do you have surge protectors on everything? I presume you do. Oh, cut myself off. And if I go up, does it light that other one? It's still lit. That's what matters. Oh, come on, let me through. That would have been so good. It's so close. I'm so close. If I run, what if I run? No, I can't run. You doing a lot of things, not everything? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and I don't know if you knew this. Some people don't. But they actually wear out. Like, you have to replace your surge protectors regularly because they can actually go bad. You probably did since you worked for an electrical supply store. Circuit board usually trips first, which is good. Yeah, of course. Yeah. See, I can't do that. I can't get that one. And I think the only way to get it is from the outside, which means that I need to maybe start there. Yeah, maybe you start here. Work our way around this way. And then go that way. Aw, come on, touch it. So close. Yeah, they did. They go bad. After a little while, you'll actually get the surge protector part, like the actual, connection that's supposed to be checking things and the actual does the job. Because all day long or often throughout the year, you'll get little teeny tiny brownouts that you don't even notice because, it doesn't quite shut everything off, but it's still, yanking away at that poor little surge protector. I can't touch it. That's so dumb. So that obviously is not the right way to go. So it's got to go this way. Right? And this way. See, I just did that. That's got to be right. I must have to go around this way. Ah, fiddlesticks again. Do I go all the way around? No, I have to go all the way around. No, I can't because it's blocked off. No, I can go all the way around. No, I can't. Stop arguing with yourself. At least it's a good game song, you know what I mean? That's what matters. Is you can sit here and just kind of zone out to it. And it's such a nice zone. Anybody got any questions? Like, what's our topic of conversation today? Should be something spectacular. All I have to do is start thinking about not this.
It's so nice to have someone listening again after talking to myself for a few weeks. It feels so validating, you know? Like, all I needed was an audience to feel a little more grounded.
Me too.
Having the others around,
It's the only thing that gives me purpose.
we felt like a family. It's been so long since I had something like that.
That's sad.
Now they're gone.
Are you real? Are you an AI?
Kind of feels like a dream now, or a blur. Maybe none of it was real.
I bet it's the robot.
You're real though, right? It's fine if you're not. I just think we should be honest with each other.
Oh, somebody's getting the space madness. That's the last thing you want is space madness. We've all been there. At least this guy can cross the wire, you know what I mean? Because he's human. He's not a dumb robot on wheels. You talk to your teddy bears or your audience? I mean, it's not a bad thing to be alone and whatnot. It's just, I know for me, I need an audience because it's just sort of how things work. Please be easy. Wouldn't it be nice if it was easy? Then it gets hard. What if I go this way? Nope. Fiddlesticks. Got to the end and I'm like, I have the dumb. And there's no way to fix that. Like, I can't get back through. That would have been really convenient. No. So that's not it. It's got to be a different, like, pattern. Like, maybe starting here. Oh, baby! That was so clever. Somebody pat me on the back. I feel like a big smarty pants doing that. Nope. Hold on. Maybe save the back patting for a minute. Ah! Hits me with the rim shot. Brutal. Brutal. I'll take it. Trying to think. Okay, I'm gonna try answering my own question of the day because it's you know, what have I bought that was specifically to cheer myself up? I don't usually buy stuff to cheer myself up, except for food. I'm a food. Obviously, you know, you look at a guy that's the size of a water buffalo, and you're like, you buy food for comfort? Yes, but I don't like expensive food. Like, it's not like I'm doing the whole, you know, if I don't get caviar then I can't. then it's no good. What's weird is that you have to go this way around in order to light that one. I must be doing this wrong. Because that one also, you have to go the opposite way. Like, you can't just... No. And if it cut myself off, that's not going to work either. This, it keeps it just out of reach so that you can't actually, like, because if I go here, it's not going to work. So it actually has to come back around this way. So let's just start the opposite side. Look, see? Silly thing, won't even touch. So then we gotta go this way. Bum, ba, bum, bum. There we go. Now we're talking. No, we're not. Yep. Feeling good about this. Feeling over. Fancy shoulder bag made of leather and with an audible picture on the side. Trees in the park. Like, to make yourself feel better? I've never been a fashion dude. So, like, clothes have never been something that have made me feel better. Thought it was cool, but the shoulder strap was too long for me and it could not be adjusted by height. You know what my aunt used to do? You just tie a knot. See, if I go this way, it doesn't work. Because there's no way to get back. I think. Yeah, there's no way to get back. See, I told you I shouldn't have said anything. I got all cocky. That is so brutal. But because if I go this way and then go around, the only way to touch that is by going up. So you can't actually go from the top. It's got to come from the bottom. So let's... We have to light everything else. The last thing you light, I think, is this. Look at the picture. Made you feel better? Yeah, that's nice. I'm not really an art guy either. Man, all these things that you guys do that are like for smart people and healthy people, I'm like, I don't really look at art. I don't really go outside. I don't really work out. I don't really like maybe I should, you know? I have to grab this one because obviously I can't cut myself off. And then am I though? I feel like I'm grasping a concept, like a little bit. See, that obviously has to go up because the only way to touch that one, because you can't go down even a little bit. You have to get around this way, which means this is the right way to go because you're going to be able to get yourself back using this little path, which is great. So then. See, the weaving thing is it's really not the right way to do it. Maybe it's this. That felt right. No, if I do that, I'll cut myself off. That's close. I feel like I just did something correctly. But if I do that, then I can't get back out. Or can I? No, it won't touch. Barely, just enough not to touch. It feels like I'm... Okay, maybe. Hold on. That felt like the right thing to do, but maybe it's supposed to be like up. Right? I've done that before. I wish you guys could help. Like, honestly, I think one of the coolest things about this game would be, you know, somehow being able to figure out how you guys can help. but I don't know how that would work. Oh, I can't even do that. I thought maybe I'd be able to like touch the edge here, but I can't go all the way across. Let's try starting going the other way. Nope. This is the only way to get that. But then, how do you get back? The only way I can think is if you have to go around that thing again to get back out. But if you do this, you cut yourself off. Right? Help! Somebody say something. Oh, look, a giant paperclip. Somebody tell me the answer. Although that's the thing, you can't. Like literally, you're there's no level of communication you could give to me that would actually help me with the answer because I wouldn't understand what you were saying. This felt so right when I did this, right? As though that's something, but it cuts me off. That it must go. Come on, because then I could go up and I'd be done. If this was right, I'd be able to go up, and then I just weave these two and I get out. So it's got to happen right in this spot. This is, could say go down there. That's it, right? It didn't do the hokey pokey. Yeah. The answer is the answer. Thanks, Dragon. Very helpful. No. And if I do this, I've cut myself off, right? Because then I can't go around that other one. Come on, baby. That's so brutal because you can't get around it. It has to weave. Maybe I'm just not supposed to go anywhere near the first one. Like maybe we do this. You're welcome. Go right instead of left. Let's try that. I love the rewind button. That makes me happy. But here's the problem. It won't touch. Right, so I can go through the middle and then up here, right? And then I could go back. And then I could go weaving through. But it's just like, in order to do all that, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So maybe it's more of a this. No. Oh man, that felt so close, right? Because if I go around, I basically got it, but it's not going to be enough. Come on. Have you guys ever played a game like this and then like literally went, I'm gonna go cheat and go see what this is like, what somebody on YouTube doing this? You wouldn't do that, would you? I'm trying to figure out how to get around this thing so I can get up, because it obviously needs to go up and around. That may be the last thing I have to do. So like the last thing I should have to do is basically go around this thing, but that means I need to leave myself a pathway. Who, me? Never. Yeah, right. I have to leave myself a pathway, which means I don't touch that. The outside stays outside. No touchy, no touchy. I did it again. See, I got it. And I just went the wrong way. So, can we... No, come on! It's so close! I feel like I'm just like one little brain zap away. One little moment of epiphany away from getting it right. Because I think this is fine. The only way to do this is that. What if we... do that, but backwards. That's, yeah, I'm thinking maybe you got something there. Whoop. I can't touch it. Ah, man, that's so close. Gotta go. Yeah, the only way is to make it's got to be straight around there. That means it has to go. Let's try this. Nope. That's not it either. If I go all the way around. Just all the way around. Let's go all the way around. That doesn't work because you got to come in from the top. Okay. This way. Did I do something? Did that do something? Can't get past that. Oh, man. Okay, that's definitely not it. How'd your meeting go? My meeting went fine. I took what I would call low-hanging fruit, right? I picked a guy that I knew was going to be encouraging and kind, and give me the patience to be able to explain myself, etc., etc. Which is exactly what I needed, right? Because I'm still not quite sure how to present it to somebody who doesn't know. I think what I'm doing is correct, where I actually just send them the presentation and say, here, look at that, read it. Yeah, no, I think you're not wrong. I think that you've got a good point here, but it's just I can't get around. You know what I mean? Like once I do this, if I could go back in, then I think we'd be set, but we can't. Let's try this. See, that cuts me off. And I can't get all the way around because there's a light in the way. Jump, 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 jump. If I could jump, this would be no problem at all. But I can't. Corner top right, second last. Corner top right, second last, and the wall that blocks you last. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Which means we gotta go around this one. Then we do this one. Yo! Hello! Welcome to the stream, my friends. Glad to see you. And Wolfcat, I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something. How you doing? Just a little spark, who was here earlier, has brought her friends. Thank you for bringing your friends to the party. Welcome to the XtianNinja Channel. We're here building an open, encouraging, and meaningful online family through gaming, real talk, and God's truth. We're doing that for the lost, lonely, and disenfranchised all over the internet, and Christian content creators everywhere who are looking for some support. We do both here. Thank you for being here. And speaking of Christian content creators, Just a Little Spark is great. She's very deserving of your time. She's great. She's chill. She's fun. She's funny. She sings. You know what I'm saying? She sings. That's cool. She's great. She is a little spark of joy, no question. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming. What were you doing today? Let's see. You were doing Dead by Daylight, which is the exact opposite of this. This is exact opposite. That game is scary. This is not scary. In that game, if there's dark here, I get to turn all the lights on. We're doing the exact opposite game. Mark 5. I preached through Mark when I was, it was one of the first things I preached through. Loved it because it's so easy to preach through since it's got like a ton of action. Like it's one big long run-on sentence full of action. So smart! You're so smart, Wolfcat! You win! Did they? Yeah, that's good. I know I've got about 1 million people that have told me that they want me to do a scary game, and I'm like, So, the scary game I picked was Little Nightmares, which, by the way, I still owe you guys, so I have to go back to it. But, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Hate to read and run. Dude, thank you for coming. Oh, I love it. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much. Oh, Game Street. Dang it. Okay. Yes, I will do Game Street. Good idea. I can't believe that you missed my victory. I feel like you've been you nope. See, my brain's not working. How was it, buddy? I know that I'm supposed to be doing a bit more interaction with chat because you guys showed up, and thank you for coming. So, how was the stream for you guys? Do you guys like watching scary stuff, or was it like